as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown, fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. You know, everybody knows your eyes are the window to your world. That's why I would never consider a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. And certainly one of the many reasons I turned my son and my father-in-law onto the team over at the Filatowski Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery. See the world more clearly. Schedule your consultation today at the Filatowski Eye Institute by texting 1041 to 868686. The Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice and the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X dry fire training system.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X dry fire training system.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Oviedo on Alafaya Trail next to Zips Car Wash now through June 27th. You'll get 2 times O-Rewards points on select purchases, which means you can reach your next $5 reward twice as fast. Plus, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products right now at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's what real Fence Outlet customers say about their experience. Brian said,
"Our family purchased our forever home a year and a half ago. After the closing date, we listed several things we desired to upgrade to make this house a home. One was the old, dilapidated wooden fence that was enclosing our backyard. We asked around for fence companies in our area. Fence Outlet was recommended more than any other. We sought out a quote online, received the blessing of Stephanie, got approved for financing, received the spectacular, clean look we were after in our brand new vinyl fence. Thank you, Fence Outlet. Our family will gladly recommend you to all."
See for yourself. Go to fenceoutlet.com to schedule your free estimate today.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes, like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah. Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 or free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Seeley.
It is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from the search for the Titanic sub to Hurricane Brett is ready to pounce, and Andrew Tate hit with big charges in Romania, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Seeley.
How's it going?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch, which you can do right now at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And friends, guess what? It's a Share the Show Tuesday. I got it.
Dead.
It is Share the Show Tuesday. That means you spread the word. Tell somebody about what's happening on this here radio station. Send a link. Scream it out at a stoplight. Hey! Do whatever you got to do to tell people about the News Junkie Radio Show on a Share the Show Tuesday. How is everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Fine. Totally cool.
Yeah, you recovering from the music festival or what?
I don't even know if I've had time to recover, Sean.
No, when'd you get back?
We got back like around 5 or 6 last night.
Oh,
then
my God.
Immediately, and mind you, we had left the actual grounds of Bonnaroo at like 2 o'clock in the morning the day before. And then cleaned the RV, tried to grab a bite to eat, had to go return it back to Giant Wreck World, which, by the way, a dream.
Yeah.
I will never
just RVs as far as the eye can see.
Do a festival again without an air conditioning
you're spoiled.
bed.
You're spoiled
I am
now.
so spoiled, and I work hard, and I'm totally okay with that. And then this morning,
Yeah.
I have to go pick up Carl at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, boy, he's going to be mad.
And then go right to doctor's appointment.
Oh, my
where
God.
I'm like, she's checking my ears. I'm like, there might be dirt in there.
Yeah.
I just got back from
Oh, yeah, you got the
Bonnaroo.
FSTDs.
Yeah, you stay at a festival long enough, you start to change as a person a
So,
little
like,
bit.
please explain that for people that have no idea.
It's
what
it's
that means.
when everything after your music festival is all dusty and dirty. Like anytime you blow your nose.
I have a clear panel as far as STDs.
It's
go.
like
Thank
going
you.
to Burning Man or something, you know?
Oh,
After a
gosh.
while, that sand
Everything's
gets
covered in dust.
and all the cracks and crevices.
You find it places
It's
months
no good.
later.
I was up super late last night, and
Party.
I'm paying the penalties for it this morning here. But Celine had told me about that show, The Curious Case of what's her face,
Natalia Grace.
Natalia Grace, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, and Courtney put on the first episode. We could not stop watching this show last
I
night.
figured that out this morning when
I was live texting.
I had gone to bed and I woke up to just like a string of texts from Sean. where
all
he was-
the revelations.
He was live texting me, and then I have not finished it, Sean. So you
Oh
just
my God! Sorry, I thought you were done.
I just
Oh,
woke
you
up.
spoiled it?
I did every major revelation.
Oh, yeah.
I said, wait, she's this? Wait, hold on. This? Oh my God, this. And watching that show, if you haven't seen it, dig into this Curious Case of Natalia Grace. It's about this family that adopted this girl, this Florida adoption place, and she was supposedly from Romania, and she was supposed to be 6. But when they got her home, they found out she looked a whole lot older than 6, and she had like pubic hair and stuff. And oh man, it is a ride.
I texted you at 9:58 p.m. and I said, super wild. I have no clue where I stand on it. And then I put my phone down and I went to sleep.
Oh, I kept going all night long.
Oh, Sean, when did your last one come in? Let's see.
Oh, it's probably around midnight or something.
11:38.
Yeah, I was because I watched every single one of them. It was so good, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say a miscarriage of justice, a true miscarriage of justice in this case.
Is that a spoiler?
Nobody is likable. There are 0 likable people.
Interesting.
0 likable people in this story, and it is just full of so many twists and turns. And Celine warned me about the main guy who was the adopted dad. And he is so extra.
Oh, yeah.
About he has a scene where, this doesn't spoil too much, where he's alleging like somebody was physically abusive toward this little girl, Natalia Grace, or old lady. We have no idea you know, how old she actually is. And so he's acting out this scene where he said that somebody abused her, and he's punching the ground and hitting the ground, and he hurts himself.
One of those.
He hurts his hands, and he's such an extra about everything.
You mean I'm on TV right now kind of guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And the way that I tried to explain it to Sean on Friday was like, this guy tells a story in such a way and with such a speed, and by speed, lack thereof, and cadence, that he 100% knows in his head, whether he's doing it or not, he thinks he's blowing your mind.
Yeah.
So he slows down because everything he has to say is that.
He's this kind of guy. He'll go, you know.
And I don't know. Will I enjoy this then? Or will I be rolling my eyes to the back of my head?
You will want to keep watching the episodes, because The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, man, that one spun me sideways, and that was really enjoyable to watch. But
we did start watching Black Mirror, the new season, which is dark.
Still not seen this
Good
show.
God. Oh, not once?
No, but I want to.
It's fun.
It's different people every episode, right?
Yeah, and then this season so far, I think I've been, 3 episodes deep. A lot of famous people.
I saw in the thumbnail on Netflix, Annie Murphy, who looked creepy.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good TV right now, believe it or not. But here, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to MSNBC, where Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett was on MSNBC. She had a little slip of the tongue. Let's listen in.
Having Trump not only have had the codes, but now having the classified information for Americans and being able to put that out and share it in his resort with anyone and everyone who comes through should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be stopped.
Oh! Little slip of the tongue.
That's usually a visit from the Secret Service right there.
Might get a little knock on the door. He needs to be shot. Stop.
Should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be stopped.
Real quick correction there from shot to stopped. And she is facing some criticism for that. Stacey Plaskett, the Congresswoman, today. As the most interesting story that's unfolding right now is going down. And this should have been obviously a bad move here, but there's a thing, I guess, that billionaires do that most of us didn't know that billionaires do.
Eat babies?
Apparently they do that.
There was baby served on the voyage.
Yeah. on weekends, it looks like billionaires like to go down and view the Titanic. And it's not for us regular people. But billionaires can get on these little submersibles, these little subs, and you can go down and view the wreckage of the Titanic so you can have a story at the party that the poor people don't have. It's basically what you get out of this whole thing.
If you had to, Sean, as a billionaire, and you had to choose one of these two things, there was no getting out of it. You had to go to space or go down and see that Titanic.
Oh, my God. I don't want to do either one of them.
I know you don't, but that's why you have to choose one. That's why it's a game.
Honestly, I think I would choose space.
I might choose space, too.
Over the submarine.
You guys are going to hate my answer. I am upset that I can only choose one.
Yeah. I'd like to go on both of these things?
Yes.
Now, are you talking about like the 5-passenger...
Yeah, it's tiny. It's real tiny.
They MacGyvered?
Yeah, it was a piece of crap. This thing was like a really shoddy machine. So here, for those of you watching on YouTube and Twitch.tv, is what this Ocean Gate Titan looks like. It's tiny, and there are 4 people cramped in the main part, and one person who is in the front of this where there's like a viewing port. The thing is controlled with like an Xbox controller, for God's sake.
Yeah, didn't they use like a particular term for it?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I'll have to look it up. But it was something like, it was not a scientific, we built this with a 3D printer. It was like, we grabbed this from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I mean, it's a regular game controller that looks like a piece of junk. It says, pilot uses game controller to steer the craft. There's 5-inch thick carbon fiber metal around them. There's a privacy curtain, and they're just stuck in this little tiny place.
Curtain.
And they said there are no seats. You're barefoot in there, and you're just like crammed in this thing, and they cannot find them right now.
How the hell?
They can't find
them?
They
have no idea where they are.
How the hell are billionaires going on this thing, and the accommodations are so anti-billionaire?
I think maybe
there's no chair, there's no seats.
They built it themselves.
But it's better for their story afterwards. They go, we were barefoot.
If they have a story afterwards.
We were crammed into this thing.
Wasn't there like a CBS reporter on there with them?
There was a CBS reporter who had gone on this before. We'll hear from him in a second here because he says this thing was really a piece of work. It seats 5. It goes down to 13,000 feet and can carry 1,500 pounds. It goes 3 knots, which in miles per hour, is that 3 miles per hour? I don't know how knots work, but it's not fast.
Not very fast at all.
It has life support for 96 hours for a crew of 5, and they have no idea where this thing is.
Has it been longer than 96 hours?
I think it's getting close because they said rescuers in a remote area of the Atlantic Ocean raced against time early this morning to find a missing submersible carrying 5 people on a mission to document the wreckage of the Titanic. This thing's called Titan. And it's
don't call it a mission to document the wreckage. The wreckage has been very adequately documented.
Yeah, there's plenty of photos.
I remember hearing
the movie had
the
footage. Yeah, right.
The movie had great footage of the Titanic, and now it's been even better. I heard Jimmy talking about something the other day where they had this new digital scanning that is so like precise and high quality that they scanned the wreckage and they could read the serial number on one of the propellers.
Are you kidding me? So look, you could probably go in VR and explore this thing.
Don't call it what it's not.
Yeah.
Don't call it documenting the wreckage. You're just going to look at it.
They're going on a tourist mission. On a tourist trip is what they're going on. Don't even put mission in it. Every passing minute puts the Titan's crew at greater risk. The submersible had a 96-hour oxygen supply when it put to sea 6 a.m. on Sunday. Celine, can you do the math on that? 96 hours from 6 a.m. on Sunday is when this is going to be beyond any kind of saving for them. It's a remote area, and it's a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area. The Canadian...
It's been 48 hours, essentially.
So they have a little bit more. If it's been 48 hours, they got, what did I say, 96 hours they have total?
So they have 2 more days.
But they don't know where it is. They don't know how they can even get it up if they find the stupid thing. And
it's not very big, obviously, but if you could see a school of fish on the radar, how are they having such a hard time finding this?
I don't know.
Like it sunk to the bottom?
It may have. They have no clue as of right now.
Yeah, no thank you.
Here's I guess it's a CBS guy. He was on News Nation. He was talking about what a piece of crap this thing is.
What do you think happened here? From having been in it and having experienced it, and you talk about the mechanical issues, I know it's purely a guess, but what is your best guess?
I can tell you exactly. There's only a few possibilities. So this thing has 7 different ways to return to the surface.
Okay.
Different ways of releasing ballast or inflating air balloons or using the propellers. So there's backups of backups of backups. So if it is not at the surface, then only one of 2 things could have happened.
Uh-oh.
Either it snagged on something, like a big fishing net or even part of the Titanic, or there was a leak, in which case it would implode instantly.
Oh, so good news from this guy. He's like,
okay.
Either it got stuck on something or there's a leak and these folks are dead as a
It
doornail.
only goes 3.4 miles an hour.
That's-
Are we to assume that this thing is dropped from a bigger ship?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, a submersible like this is different from a submarine in
And
that
you couldn't put a line on it?
I guess they didn't. I guess they don't do that. This thing was not made very
it's
well.
over. So if you want to look optimistically at it, they lost power, but they have 3 more days of air, and they're bobbing on the surface somewhere, and we just can't find them because they don't have power.
Yeah, I found it interesting that the Coast Guard there basically said this is a 2-pronged search. 1, potentially 2.5 miles beneath the sea.
Oh,
or
God.
2, maybe somewhere at the top, and this area is so remote, it's possible.
This is not looking good.
But one problem with what the Coast Guard said was there's only 3 operating subs in the world that can go to that depth. Okay, so even if they find our sub with the ping, with the sonar, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. There's no way to bring it back to the surface. There's no way to let them escape. That the hatch,
What do
by
you
the
mean?
way,
This thing is a death trap, is what it is. The reporter said, I think this is where he talks about, he went like 37 feet down and the thing broke.
sealed with 17 bolts from the outside. So there's no way to escape.
What?
When you're inside to get out without a crew on the outside letting you out.
Oh my
Why
God.
would you do that?
I would never sign up for that. They said the
Who
seal
would allow them to do that?
is like bolted in from the outside, so you can never get out without outside help because somebody's got to undo those bolts to get these poor people out of here. That seems bad. All right, it doesn't seem great. And
who is insuring this?
Somebody who's about to pay a lot of money.
This seems like one of the most dangerous vehicles there could be.
Sure, it's a dangerous trip for them, and one of the dudes a billionaire.
And
that's on there.
they've been down there 50 hours, so they got a little less than that coming back, oxygen-wise. But, I mean, just the small amount that you would find out that something is wrong with this thing that you can't physically get out of, everybody must be freaking out. They're going to use
The moment I heard them using the screwdriver to lock us in, I'd say, get me out.
Yeah, claustrophobia crazy.
They're going to be using the oxygen even faster because they're all having panic attacks down there.
My God. Our real quick tips in the newsjunkie.com, and Seth emails. Seth is talking about the show on Friday. He says, hey, junkies, so Friday I sent Mo DeWitt a text stating that it would be fun to play a game. And the game was how many times he could say the word shenanigans during his segment on the show on Friday. He squeaked one in right out of the gate, and either you guys caught on or he let you in on the joke. You were dropping the word shenanigans left and right. You made a listener very happy that day. Not that you guys don't make me happy every day, because you do, but you guys were making me laugh so hard I had to pull over, he said. Thanks for playing along. You guys are truly the best. Now go ahead and get back to your usual shenanigans. We worked that word in a lot of times. A lot of times. Yeah. All right, when we come back.
You guys got crazy.
It was a wild time on Friday. We're going to hear from you. Your dispatches are rolling in right now. Send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. And we might have a storm on the way, friends. Yay. Details coming up next on the News Junkie.
Need to hear someone else's opinions before reconciling your own internal phobias? We got you, fam. Hey, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Travel with caution. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on Alafaya Trail heading eastbound at State Road 419. There's slowdowns due to an accident blocking the right lane on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192 exit 244. You can expect your regular stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Heron Home and Outdoor.
At Heron Home and Outdoor, we pride ourselves on providing thick, healthy, weed-free lawns. Keeping the grass on your lawn green and your shrubs and trees in tip-top shape is our specialty. Visit myheronhome.com today for a free quote and money-saving offers. Heron Home and Outdoor, your local lawn and pest experts.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to The Good Stuff on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Just for the record, I almost died last night, and it was a mess. And Courtney looked at me, and she looked as scared as I've ever seen her in my life.
What happened? You coughed on something?
No, I've done this like I don't know, maybe 4 times probably in the last 2 weeks. So tell me if this is a bigger problem I got going on, because I'm serious here. Last night I'm sitting there, we're watching The Curious Case of What's Her Face, and as we're watching the show. Courtney's like, you want to do a shot? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do a shot. We're enjoying this.
Hell yeah, babe.
Let's do it.
Go.
Let's get some whiskey. And so she brings over a shot of whiskey for me. And I take the shot. And again, this is like the 4th time in the last 2 weeks this has happened. The shot goes down the wrong pipe. You know, when you say something goes down the wrong pipe?
Right. That doesn't kill you, Sean.
Well, I've never had this happen before. I started to have an inability to breathe as a result of it. Like, I could only breathe like that deep, and I was like doubled over, and I started crying and stuff, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to get a full breath back in. I couldn't for like a minute and a half or something.
Got the trick for you next time this happens.
There's a way around this?
You burp.
Oh, yeah, well, I was burping automatically. It was making me burp automatically. And I don't know if I just poured a shot of whiskey in my lung or what happened.
Essentially, your little flap there in your esophagus, you hit it.
Yeah.
And so because of the flap, it's when it goes down into your stomach where it belongs, or a little bit in that airway. So you do think you're dying, but as long as you're coughing, you're not dying.
I was burping like medical burps, kind of like weird gurgly things, and I was
Courtney's giving you the Heimlich for no reason.
No, she was just looking at me and she goes, "Do you want some water?" And I was like, "There's a water right in front of me." I'm like, and what's she gonna do to help me? There's nothing you could. I'm not choking on anything necessarily. And I go, why is this happening so much to me?
Because you're not, you're getting too excited about the shots with Babe.
It must be that, or she said, her theory, I don't know if there's anything to this. Her theory was because after I take the shot, I go to take a drink of White Claw to wash the shot down. And she said, that's what's doing it to you. And I'm like, oh my God.
Carbonation probably doesn't help.
I had tears running down my face. I'm like, just completely.
Shenanigans.
I almost died. It was really, really traumatic. So
Sean,
I'm happy to be with you today.
You did not almost die.
I almost died. It was close.
We
Ask
just
Courtney.
talked about the submarine that's lost at sea.
Oh, those guys are dead. Yeah, that's they ain't gonna find out, man.
I choked on whiskey.
That ain't gonna work for them. It would be a great way for me to go down, I guess. You know,
No,
it's
it
a shot of
wouldn't. That would be
whiskey.
embarrassing. You'd crap yourself.
I was close to it last night. I might have a little bit. It might have been a little tiny bit that sneaked out.
I think that happened to me once after taking a bad hit off a bong.
Did it? Went down the wrong pipe and you almost
Ew,
died?
you had bong water in your mouth.
It wasn't it wasn't water. It wasn't wet. I mean, it might not even have been. It could have been a pipe. But I'm just saying, like, I think I took a bad hit, and then I was like, I had that couple seconds where you felt like you were only breathing in one direction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like,
It happens in the ocean quite often. And then I feel like if you ever fell and you hit your stomach hard enough that the wind gets knocked out of you, it's the same thing. Where
yes.
just like it all closes up.
It is not a good time.
Flight or fight, and you flew, I think.
I was just trying to get through it. I'm
It's about
still
to happen
suffering.
again,
Yeah, I'm
isn't
still
it?
suffering from the effects of this. Well, folks, it looks like we have a storm on the way. It could be the first hurricane of 2023. Right now, it's Tropical Storm Brett. It is forecast to strengthen into a hurricane as it moves toward the Lesser Antilles on Thursday into Friday. I thought we were seeing some of it last night because it got insanely violent.
It was very windy.
Dude, we had just pulled up at my house with the RV. I can't imagine trying to drive that bad boy.
It was scary.
It was terrible.
I saw the thing. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring this up because I took a screenshot of this because I was so surprised by it. But hang on here. There was a storm that popped up seemingly out of nowhere. And here's what they said. Severe thunderstorm warning. And it says, it's a significant threat to property or life was what they said. And then they said there was 60-mile-an-hour gusts with this. Expect damage to roof, siding, and trees. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? Just out of nowhere, this thing came. But that was not Tropical Storm Brett, soon to be Hurricane Brett. That was just some freak little storm that was coming across.
God, but I think that we are about to get rocked this summer for hurricane season.
Yeah, this one is looking like it could head on a path that hits Florida, or maybe our friends in Texas. Who knows?
They say that every year, and I'm like,
Hey, look, we are already starting with a hurricane probably this week. It says June is a very, rare month to see development in this region. But ironically enough, we're tracking two possible storms at the moment. The second one is Invest 93L, which has a 60% of formation over the next couple of days. No worries, just a hurricane, possibly on the way to the United States of America. Before we hear from you and your dispatches, we got news this morning that President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, plans to plead guilty to 2 federal tax offenses and to admit to the facts of a gun charge. The gun charge is, and I didn't know this until a while ago, but there's a thing you sign when you get get a weapon, and it says you agree that you're not using any kind of drugs. And if you sign that and then you use drugs, you're actually committing some sort of crime or whatever.
They've changed the wording on it a bit when it comes to the use of marijuana.
They say controlled substance now, I think. I think that's the way that they refer to this. So they said,
But they don't drug test you. He got in trouble, and then they found out he was positive for something.
They found out that he was using drugs. There was videos and photos of him using drugs and all that stuff. And there was a big investigation into Hunter Biden, and they said he's going to plead guilty to 2 federal tax offenses and this gun charge as part of a pretrial diversion agreement, which will lead to no jail time for him, but will wrap up this investigation that was long kind of hanging over his head. A lot of people
saying, oh, it's not enough. There's 2 tiers of justice system. He should have gone to jail, blah, 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 blah. Because we want all the politicians to go to jail right now.
That should work out well.
That's what's happening. So he's admitting guilt on those 3 charges, and he will be in some trouble as a result, but no jail time. All right, let's see what you got going on. There's a lot of people talking about this submarine situation that was trying to go down to see the Titanic, the submersible.
I think I might be wrong about what I said earlier.
What would you say? Refresh my memory.
About the ceiling from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody brought up the fact that if somebody inside were to start freaking out and like let me out and then just open it when they're down there, then everybody would instantly, like their blood would boil, instant death for everyone.
So they're kind of using that as a safety measure.
They call it explosive decompression.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, you don't want that either. Honestly, I don't want either one of the options.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't want the option of being locked in there, bolted into the submarine, going down to see the Titanic. And I don't like the option of somebody being able to open up the hatch and kill us all while we're down there. They're both bad options. Let's go to our friend Guitar Slinger. Here we go.
Seems like most of these billionaire junkets
in the bathroom
involve a bit of risk. It makes you wonder what kind of waiver they have to sign when they jump on a Bezos starship or a teeny-weeny submarine.
Oh, I bet it's big.
And once again, I'm at the East Fountain. I'm not peeing.
We're not sure. We're unconvinced on that one. There's some conspiracy theories rolling in. Here's the brown pony.
Conspiracy theory. These billionaires want to disappear and fake their own death. That's my guess.
I mean, it's not that crazy.
I think this guy's stuck in a little tub. I think that's where he is. I don't think he's lucky enough to have faked this whole thing.
I just don't get, with all the resources, financial resources that they have, that they would go down on something like, wait, let me rephrase.
There's another way to say this.
Go down into the ocean in something like that.
Well, hold on.
Seems like a school experiment.
We're saying that they have no idea where this thing is, right? How is there not, at the very least, like a beacon, like a tracking thing?
Because they're saying that the power's out.
Oh, so even if they should have like a backup.
Exactly. They have those beacons and black boxes that are able to last regardless of a power source.
Yeah, I think on most things you'd be able to track like some sort of signal that would show you where this thing was.
I'm kind of into this conspiracy theory.
Maybe they're right. Who knows? We're going to learn more over the next 48 hours or so. I'm a PC thinks they've got it figured out.
So clearly we all know what happened to it. The Meg is real. The Meg is alive. The Meg ate the whole submersible. That's what happened to it.
Could be.
The whole big megalodon, it just ate it in one big gulp. So those people are goners. They got eaten by a gigantic shark.
I mean, let's hope they're alive, please. Let's hope they're still with us.
You pretty much just said they were super dead.
I think they're super dead, yeah, but I'm hoping.
Stranded on an island, and we'll see a documentary about it years from now.
If they survive this, if I was those people, I would never go in the water again.
No.
I would want to be so far from any water. I would not want to go anywhere near that stuff. Here's our friend Mo Manji, the realtor.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Sean, I have a treaty for you from the Canadians up north.
All
They
right.
will forgive you if you stop talking crap about them. Either way, it was fun. Got stuck in the airport for 6 hours. Got back home at 4 o'clock in the morning. That was not fun. Anyways, thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Mo Manji. I don't know if I can make up with the Canadians right now, considering they made this faulty little sub. And
Did the Canadians make this?
It's a Canadian-based vessel, so maybe they made it. I think they made it.
It just has to be Canadian-based based on where the Titanic is.
Is that where the Titanic is? I don't know. I couldn't pull it to you on the globe.
Did you even watch the movie?
I watched the movie, but I don't remember where they were. I know it's like up near icebergs, obviously, right?
Logistically, I think the Titanic is like you would want to be launching your expedition from somewhere like Newfoundland or somewhere,
right,
to have the easiest go at it.
So is it up by the North Pole? Is that where it is? I just never even thought about this, honestly.
No.
I'll never find
Why would it be by the North Pole? They were going from England to New York.
I don't know where it is. I know they hit an iceberg. I figure icebergs are by the poles, right?
Icebergs just shoot you up to the North Pole.
I have no idea where this thing is. Either do they, apparently, because they haven't found anything just yet. Here is, let's see here. We got a wildlife wrestler with a dispatch.
Hey, news jockeys.
Hey.
I'm recent.
Secret Show subscriber.
Thank
you, I have to tell you, the new episode 321 had me actually like crying, laughing in my car.
Don't remember a thing.
Highly recommend. But then I went all the way back to episode 1 of Secret Shows, and what a time capsule that is. You're talking about C-Lane is dating. There's like farmers only. Sabrina's in a relationship. Dylan's super young. Your father has started dating someone, and it's a wild blast back to 6.5 years ago. And
and actually, that's not the first one, because the first one was just lost forever.
I thought we found that, and we released it.
I think you found a different thing.
I found
another thing.
I found another thing that should not have seen the light of day.
Sir, just wait until you hear the interview with Devo.
Yeah, there's a lot for you to go through, sir. Enjoy your journey there. Let's go to one more. Here's VW Shane.
Just curious regarding the submarine incident. Is this the same one that the documentary Undercurrent is about, where they were filming a extravagant guy who was going to build a submarine, and then while building it, he murdered someone? So the documentary turned into like a murder crime drama kind of thing?
Never heard of this.
Is that the same one, or is this a different one that's killing people? Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Oh, look into that. I'll check that during the break and see what we can find.
Well, you saw the latest study, right?
No.
People who watch true crime documentaries are not stable.
Oh, well, that makes me not stable because
also everybody.
Watched one last night.
Everyone watches it.
I think they said, or the one that I saw that was going around the social medias was people that watch.
Don't say social medias.
People that watch true crime documentaries to relax.
All right, yeah, it seems like a weird.
Which seemed like they were like.
That's like Sabrina's talked about. The most relaxing music is like metal or stuff. Like some of those studies have shown before, and I'm like, man, that does not seem relaxing to me. To each their own, I guess. When we come back, let me have my werewolf. What's going on? You're about to find out. This one is a wild tale, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
So we no longer have our blue check mark.
Actually, it was a white check mark surrounded by blue.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
We're still at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. We do have another hot and stormy day ahead. Forecast highs will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area, but storms likely moving in this morning and then another round throughout the afternoon. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as strong winds, so it's important to make sure you stay weather aware. And remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Duke Energy. Storm season is here, and Duke Energy is ready, strengthening their systems, ready to respond to any outages quickly and safely, and to keep you informed with text and email alerts. Visit duke-energy.com/storms. That's duke-energy.com/storms.
We're more than truck drivers. We're road pros.
Yep. Want to know the best way to get somewhere? Ask a truck driver. We know where the pavement is smooth and the stop signs are few and far between.
We also know where the best donuts are and where to find the fuel that helps keep our engines cleaner.
Using Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps us get better mileage.
They provide quick ways to pay so you can get back on the road. They're dependable like that.
Pros like us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
My fellow Americans, RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate and break free from your old ride and declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall. There's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
A small roof leak can lead to a big problem if not repaired. Call the professionals at Skylight Roofing for all your roofing needs. 407-430-ROOF. Get your free roof inspection, skylightroofing.com. Roof with us.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Look sharp, shop smart, and take care of your eyes. Visit America's Best for a professional comprehensive eye exam, plus 2 pairs of glasses starting at just $79.95. Shop online or book an exam at americasbest.com. That's americasbest.com.
This story is an interesting one. We'll get to it in just a second here, but you know how on the weekends, I've said many times before, I really, truly enjoy my Sunday stroll through the very lovely neighborhood app. Oh, what the hell's the thing called? I'm spacing
Next Door.
Next Door. Next Door stroll on Sunday. It is one of my favorite things. And I saw a post this weekend, and I said, Jesus, man. It's such a great snapshot of what the Nextdoor app is. It's a hodgepodge of all these boomers in your neighborhood, people who are really not good at the internet, and a lot of like looky-loos and, well, I just heard a noise over here.
And trolls.
And there's people who fight. Oh, God, if something political comes up on there, it's a hellhole, man.
There was one that I saw this weekend that was good because what caught my eye was like, ooh, I saw that they fenced around such and such gas station. Mm-hmm. Does that mean they're getting rid of all the drug dealing and all the crime and stuff like that? And but they also mentioned the Burger King next to the gas station, and most of the comments were about how terrible that Burger King is.
Oh, really?
And I swear if I would have sent them to you, Sean, you would have thought it was about your Burger King.
I found
but
my
it's not.
people.
It's a different one.
The drug front Burger King.
And at some point, the original poster was like, I came here to talk about the gas station, guys. You guys are just bogarting it with all this Burger King stuff.
That's how it always ends up on this stupid Nextdoor app. And this weekend, somebody did a post, and I looked, and there was over 100 comments on it. And it was about this lady who a lot of people have seen in the neighborhood, and they call her the shopping cart lady.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her.
She's a homeless lady who has like a lot of
gal?
stuff. Yeah, she's a larger lady.
She's at the bus stop a lot, right?
She is, yeah. And so she's got a shopping cart.
She can't get that shopping cart on the bus, though.
No, I don't think so. She's got
Put it right in the front, huh?
She has more possessions than any other homeless person that I've ever seen in my life. But so there's some people who are homeless. That's the way they choose to be. They don't want help from anybody, and you just leave them alone. And just leave the people and let them live the life that they want to live. And this woman, I guess, is one of these people. But somebody started a thread, and they said, I'm really worried about her. Because if you look at her on her face, it looks like she has like extreme sunburn, like something bad has happened. And the thread starts with this person going, I just want to help her out. Want to see if I could do anything for her. Does anybody know more about the shopping cart lady? And so all these people started chiming in. And it seems like there was quite a few nice people who said that they had talked to her before and they had offered things. There was a lot of people that said, I've gone over to her and said hello and introduced myself, and she wouldn't say a word to me. And they're going on and on about this. Turns out one person had spent a little bit of time with shopping cart lady, and they said she always carries a water with her. And the reason why her face looks like that is because she was hanging out with some other homeless person, and they put like bleach or acid or something in her water bottle, and she went to clean off her face, and like it chemically scarred her whole face. And I
That's
go, my
horrible.
God. And then almost every person in this thread on Nextdoor who seemingly had spent some time with shopping cart lady agreed on one thing over everything. That is that this woman is incredibly shy, and she doesn't want any kind of attention. She just wants to live her life and be alone and do her
Little
thing.
does she know.
And I go, how mortified would this poor woman be if she saw there's 100 people here commenting on her and, oh God, this, all this and that. And I go, this is the antithesis of what this, and the whole thread is full of people who want to be like her savior, right? And it, to me, it's like a Terry Schiavo moment when the South Park show did Terry Schiavo's story, and it was the most accurate take of all, where everybody was arguing, should Terry Schiavo be alive, or should they pull the plug and let Terry Schiavo die? Back and forth they go. And South Park said, we found her will. We finally found her will. And it says, in the event that something happens to me, under no circumstances, ever, should you show a bunch of photographs of me on television in this state. And you go, you all have missed the point. This woman, just leave her alone. But they can't stop themselves. It's just delicious, the amount of drama that goes on that website. And this poor woman, thankfully I hope she doesn't have a phone. A lot of homeless people do have phones, actually. And it's not beyond the scope of reality to say that she might be on there and looking at this stuff. But I feel terrible for her when I see stuff like that. Real quick, I also saw this weekend. This is mind-blowing to me. It's visual for those of you who are watching on YouTube and Twitch.tv. Somebody sent this along, thinking about where the Titanic is and all that stuff by Canada, where this submersible is hidden and all this. Somebody sent this photo over and said 60% of Canada's population is below the red line. And you look, and it's like right by the border.
Wow.
Of
Is that
Canada.
true?
Yeah.
Anything else unexplored?
60%. Look at all this Canada. There's Canada for days out here. And 60% of the people live within, I would say, like maybe 100 miles or 200 miles of the border with the United States of America, which makes sense because the rest of it is just begging for global warming. I mean, they're frozen.
Yeah, but you still have am I wrong in saying that doesn't even include Ontario?
I don't think it does. That's where a lot of the other big population chunks would be in the main cities and some of those provinces. But out here, some of these places, there's nobody there, man. It's just the middle of nowhere. All these people in Canada are right next to the border, millions and millions of them. All right, let me have my werewolf. Let's see what's going on with this story. It's all about Mary Simmons. And my neighborhood had, they stopped doing it, a Mary Simmons type character not too long ago. There was a house around the corner you guys may have seen. And this person, I guess, just loved Halloween. and they kept up their Halloween decorations all the time.
I just drove by one today. They had an entire skeleton. It was a dinosaur skeleton, but definitely Halloween-esque, and it's July or June.
The one that I'm talking about, tell me if you saw this. It was right on this road that's not too far from where we are right now. And they had windows, and the windows had like bloody handprints on them.
Got it. Yep.
And there was a couple other things. It made it look like a murder had happened at the house. And the person was just a huge fan of Halloween, and people would complain about it all the time. And it's like, just drive by the house, for God's sake. This is not the end of the world.
Yeah, why are you complaining?
In
Let
this
them
case,
be.
Mary Simmons wants to be. She wants to be left alone and let her chill out, let her enjoy herself. But people are not happy about what she has out in her front yard. Let's see.
Here we are about halfway through June, and this Halloween decoration is still up in Piqua, despite the city recently asking that it be taken down. The statue is at the center of debate on the block, leaving residents wondering about the city's priorities.
It's a big werewolf, and the werewolf is wearing like an American flag shirt for some reason.
How did you find this, lady?
I couldn't tell the way they shot it how tall it was, but it looked real tall.
It looks pretty tall.
It kind of also like maybe it should get a burger or something.
It's a little thin.
I feel like werewolves are usually jacked, and this just seems very thin and patriotic.
This is an emaciated, patriotic werewolf, and this person goes, I like it, and I want it in my yard.
New at 5, News Center 7's Kayla McDermott introduces us to Phil, who neighbors either
He's got a
love
name.
or hate.
Yeah,
Phil.
he gets dressed. I mean, he's not even naked.
This is the lady.
She's talking about this nearly 10-foot tall werewolf
it's
statue
huge.
named Phil. He stands in front of Mary Simmons' home.
Thank God he has pants on.
Yeah.
Recently, the
And
city
he's
of
wearing
Piqua left
2
this
American
door hanger
flags.
for
Extra
sale.
patriotic.
The notification
He's ready for the
calls the
4th.
werewolf a seasonal decoration.
It says, please take down seasonal wolf decoration. Thanks. It's a notice for them about what she should do as a result of people complaining in the neighborhood.
That or, I mean, you could put it in your backyard.
Yeah.
No one has to drive by it.
It's
strange.
Is it in the front yard? I was having a
would
hard time
assume.
seeing where it is. It's either in the front or the side yard. Maybe it's in
Also,
the front
her
yard.
address right there.
I was just going to comment about the fact that they were
Way to go, Channel 7.
showing the entire viewing audience of Channel 7 the address of this person.
They have the shot here. It's right in the front yard, right by her bushes, by the sidewalk. And you got this huge 10-foot werewolf out there.
And asked Simmons to please take him down.
It pisses you off. It's like, really?
Since Phil has been
Leave her
labeled
alone.
seasonal.
We decided, you know what? Let's make him seasonal for every holiday. He's 4th of July ready.
Oh,
Veterans Day,
God.
Flag Day.
She now has plans for holidays that are months away.
Trying to find like either a pilgrim outfit or stuffed turkey or something.
Okay, I want to see that.
She's ready
I'm
to
down.
go. So every holiday, she's going to dress up the werewolf.
Werewolves of
And here's the thing. Somebody on YouTube, Aaron, says, I would tell them to buzz off. And mind your own business. Unless they have a stupid homeowners association, which has rules, then she's in some trouble. Otherwise, it's just personal taste. This is like going, I am so angry. I've seen this happen before. When a neighbor paints their house like a strange color, they don't follow the path that everybody else in the neighborhood chose these 6 colors, and you colored your house blue, and it looks weird in the neighborhood. Everybody gets so nosy, sticks their nose in all this business, doesn't have anything to do with them. If this person bought a house, this is their property. We seem to be very much like private property. We should observe people's private property rights until you see something that you don't like on their private property. And then you're like, get rid of
How
the
does it
werewolf.
affect me?
Yeah, this has no bearing, no impact on anybody in the world. And what are you going to say? Like, it scares the kids? It's a giant fake-ass werewolf. Just let her have this stupid thing.
Look like he's eating stuffed turkey.
Neighbors who live right
Still
across
on
the
the
street
plans.
have their own opinions on Phil.
I think it's cool. It don't, like I said, it just don't bother me. I just think it's
Good
what
man.
the city is doing is wrong.
Can you tell me what you think of it?
I think it's ugly. I think it needs to come down. What is that hanging on him? The skeleton, so it's not seasonal.
Simmons doesn't care.
So it's not
She says
seasonal.
it's her property.
If it were out here, I'd get it. But it's over there.
I'm sorry, is that lady wearing a werewolf shirt too?
She's big into werewolves. She's a huge fan. I don't know if she likes Twilight.
I like her
werewolves in Twilight.
I like her idea of trying to circumvent the accusation that this should be a seasonal thing by having a different outfit for each season for this werewolf, because it's really reminding me of this office that I've been going to lately with my wife.
Yeah.
To,
you can go
baby,
to
baby pictures.
Oh,
office.
okay.
Ultrasound.
I thought you were just going to a random office.
No, yeah. We found this great office.
Missed
Some
being in a
people
cubicle.
Look at front yards, and Celia and his wife, they like to look at the offices. That's it.
And this very nice lady in this office has a Christmas tree in her office year round.
That's nice.
And there was Easter eggs hanging all over it during Easter. And then there were
turkeys for Thanksgiving,
feathers during. I mean, I was like, all right, she's making the tiny Christmas tree work year round.
Was your wife starting to get ideas though? Because I know she likes to keep that Christmas tree up. She might want to have that up a little longer.
We got to start getting rid of Christmas trees. We don't have room for all that stuff.
Oh, it's true.
You're not going to have a Christmas tree, but baby's first Christmas.
We're not going to have 18 Christmas trees like we usually do.
The baby's got to have a Christmas tree. Oh, we're going to hold on with the werewolf story. We'll hear the rest of this. We'll see what the climax of this story is. Plus,
I've already climaxed.
We'll get into what's happening at Domino's Pizza that has people upset. We got a lot to talk about on a busy Tuesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tacos for Talkbacks is back, and we're giving away Tijuana Flats cash this Friday. Get the details at realradio.fm/taco.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
The traffic lights aren't working on US 441 Orange Blossom Trail heading northbound at Southwind Boulevard. You can expect delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192 exit 244. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
The Home Depot and Behr have what you need when you need it, delivered straight to your job site and at an everyday low price. We're now delivering top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers directly to you same day or next day. Plus, pros earn discounts with Pro Extra Paint rewards. Contact a Behr Pro Paint specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
Florida residents rocket into summer.
Now through August 31st, get 2 days for the price of one at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Here, you'll stand face-to-face with real spacecraft that have flown in space, and you can meet an astronaut, see a launch, or even journey to distant worlds at Spaceport KSC. There's a whole universe to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Get tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com. That's KennedySpaceCenter.com.
WORK Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through EasyCater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
At Simply Safe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with Simply Safe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Well, not a good weekend at the box office for Pixar. You know, one of the things I think is killing Pixar, all the movies seem the same now. It's like the new one that flopped at the box office. The new Pixar movie is called Elemental, and it's like about the different elements, obviously. And it seems like almost exactly like the plot of Inside Out, which is about all your different types of feelings inside of you. And it's like they just have a carbon copy of every movie that they've done before. And it doesn't seem like an interesting new thing. And when a couple of these came out, you were like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Monsters Incorporated. This seems like a fun thing. Look at these characters. You watch Wazowski and the Big Monster do their thing, and that was a huge hit. And this is not so good. They said Disney suffered an eye-watering loss of nearly $300 million on this star-studded animated film. It is a record low opening weekend from Pixar, who has had some huge hits. The Toy Story movies are all very, very big. And around the globe, Elemental has been weak. And you know what? John Lasseter might have been the guy, man. He was the guy that was holding Pixar together, just so happens.
What's Elemental even about? I mean, they put it up against major movies as well.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, by the way. I got through...
Still making money.
30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
In a span of 3 days.
You don't like it?
No, I loved it.
Oh, okay.
We had no reception, and I wanted to fall asleep to something at Bonnaroo, so I'm like, all right, I'll set up the HDMI, and then as soon as the movie started, I'd pass out.
That's interesting. How did you watch it out at Bonnaroo?
Bought it on DVD.
Oh, you got it on DVD? You're the first person to get it on DVD.
It's impressive. Also, where did you get a DVD player?
I actually have a DVD player.
Wait
till the zombie apocalypse, and you guys are going to come over the house and watch DVDs.
That movie's still doing well, actually. I think it's still doing all right out there, but not this Pixar movie, Elemental. It's a flop in the opening weekend. John Lasseter got bounced out of Pixar because he was creepy and touchy and stuff, which I could tell. I watched a documentary about Pixar, and he would be the guy who would be just like rubbing people's shoulders and like he's that guy.
Unwarranted massages.
He's the guy who wears like loud shirts and then rubs people, and nobody around the office wants to say, "Hey, John, would you mind not rubbing at people anymore? You stop doing that," because he's the boss. But now he was fired, so he's moved on to some other place where he's making some animated features. And Pixar has been very soft with some of their last releases. And the other one that was not great was Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear movie that they did.
I think there was a handful of things that they could have done differently to make Lightyear likable. First of all, I didn't see a whole lot of Buzz.
There's a snake in my boot.
I didn't see a whole lot of buzz leading up to it until people started realizing, because I thought the idea of a background story for Buzz Lightyear was cool.
Yeah, it could have worked.
It was something that connected with me because I was at the right age to watch the original Toy Story, and then by 2 I was started getting out of that range.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've even seen 3 or 4.
Oh, those are good.
Oh my god,
those are very good movies.
Yes, how dare you?
But
and they bounced Tim Allen.
That was the other big no. I think was they were like, no, we need somebody that sounds younger. I mean, you can't coach
Wasn't it Chris
Tim
Evans
Allen?
though?
Yeah, I think it was because they had different voice come in, and Tim Allen got bounced out.
Okay, but also remember, everyone lost their mind with Chris Pratt being Mario's voice, and
right,
it's
that
still
worked.
doing fairly well.
Yeah, that worked out. It just didn't work. It didn't work for them. People weren't into it. They didn't go watch the movie. And those Pixar movies, they take a long time to make, and they're real expensive. So once you get up to that kind of budget, you really got to have these things be a hit, and they haven't been doing quite as well with that stuff as of late.
Do they still take as long to make? You think?
They don't need to. I remember hearing the story about Sausage Party, which was the Seth Rogen animated feature, which had great animation. They said it was done by like this bootstrapped small team of animators, and they did it for like an insanely low budget. So you can do that, but it doesn't always work out that way. Pixar's a big company, so they're just spending the monies on whatever they're working on. This one didn't turn into a hit for them. Let's finish up our story about the werewolf lady, because I want to hear what she had to say. The neighbors were not thrilled. Some of them were cool with it, but other ones said, you got a 10-foot tall werewolf statue that you've named Phil in your front yard, and it's stupid, and we want you to get rid of this thing. And the neighborhood put a little notice on her door that said, get rid of the werewolf statue. I'm saying on this, whenever I see a story like this, I fall on the same lines generally. Mind your own business. Who cares? The lady has a werewolf. Who cares? Is it ruining your day? I don't know how this is going to bother you. If I walked outside and my neighbor had a werewolf, I'd be like, that's interesting. They got a big werewolf out there. Let me go back inside my house. I'm not going to spend time getting all upset and irritated about lawn stuff that other people have up. I mean, my neighbors, this is different because they just have it up for Halloween. They bought that, you guys have definitely seen this, the giant skeleton guy.
It's like $500.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wasn't that like the trendy thing to get last year?
It was really popular. And they had one of those, and they left it up like a couple of months long or whatever. Who cares? Why would I ever care?
A couple, I feel like they're in Florida, but they go viral on TikTok all the time because they kept theirs up all year round, but they dress it up.
Yeah.
So, like for Pride Month, they made it a drag queen,
Right.
drag skeleton.
Right. So they did like this lady did.
And I appreciate that she's at least doing that, making it festive.
Yeah, she's having fun. Also, it's
better than a pile of trash.
If you live in this neighborhood, it is a great way to give directions. You said take a left at the giant werewolf.
That or go to the news store and get her exact address.
Yeah, this is a really, really good marker to tell people about if they're trying to traverse through your neighborhood. You got the big werewolf.
Some people like swear by those kind of directions, and because there was a time where my mom kept going, man, if that neighbor there didn't have that white fence, I would never know where your dad lived.
Yeah, it's easy. They got something like this. It's so obvious. If you have a neighbor who has something up in their yard like this, I want to hear your story. Let me know if it annoys you, if you want it down, if you got a neighbor who has something like that up. Tell me. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record a dispatch right now. Sergeant Dave on Discord says, somebody in my neighborhood had the giant skeleton up until last month. They just took it down. This one's still up.
Might as well keep it till October.
Yeah, you've gone this far.
But Sergeant Dave just also said that, like this lady, they dressed it up differently for each holiday.
So this is the thing. People are starting to do this.
My property, my thing. If
That's
Phil
right.
was in danger, then she understands the city's concern. Like, if he was falling apart, his head was ready to fall off and hit somebody, I'd take him down. But until then, she says Phil is staying.
Yeah.
I'm a werewolf. That's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot. Just let me
Leave
have
her
a werewolf.
alone.
While I've been out here, cars have been coming up and down the street screaming, keep Phil, don't take him down. And Simmons is hoping with all the community support that the city will leave Phil and her property alone.
Oh, good God. So the neighborhood seems to be mostly supportive, except for that one lady, because she was like, I think it's ugly. It's ugly.
Skeleton out of date.
Take it down.
You know what's
she
under your
wasn't
skin,
thrilled.
lady.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Muscle.
And somebody else is saying that they're in their neighborhood, somebody has one of the big giant skeletons out. There's a bunch of people who I guess have just kept those up because they're huge, and I don't even know where you would put them when it was off season for
They fold up,
Halloween. Do
I
they?
think, yeah.
Because it has to get into some sort of box to get to your house, obviously. But when you see those giant skeletons, they're absolutely huge. Real quick, information you might need to know if you're somebody who goes to Domino's or orders from Domino's. You might be giving out more information than you might think. And there was somebody on TikTok that went viral this weekend, and this guy's name is Dammit Jason. And in his video, he breaks down what Domino's Pizza is doing because he actually read the tiny text on the app and website. He said many companies collect data from their customers when they make purchases online, but what a company does with it is another story entirely. And Domino's terms of service have sparked outrage from viewers. The video begins with this guy scrolling through his latest Domino's order. Domino's is a culprit for all your credit card fraud, he says, for everything that happens, all your data that gets sold and everything. He points to his screen, making an aside about how orders at Domino's always seem to get all these surcharges. He said, pay attention to what you're buying. And then he scrolls to the bottom of the screen and clicks, do not share or sell my information. A small disclaimer pops up urging customers to opt in and wanted them to sell their personal data by framing it in a way for personalizing your customer experience. He says if you actually looked at Domino's privacy policy, the information they're selling is going to be your contact data, your account credentials, your passwords, and even your credit card
baloney,
number.
man.
They can't sell the credit card number. That's a lie. They wouldn't be able to do that.
I also think it's ridiculous that you have to opt out of someone selling your information.
Yeah, but that's true
And you
for a
make
lot of
zero
places.
money off of that.
Yep, this is why businesses monetize that, and that's totally true. They'll use your name, they'll use your address, they'll use different identifying
And then
markers,
take your money?
and then they'll take your money as well. But what they won't do is they're not going to sell your credit card numbers.
That doesn't sound legal.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Are they offering free pizzas?
I don't know.
For this?
Sell all my information if I get free pizza.
Yeah, Sea Lane's willing to put it out there if you give them a free pizza. Domino's, gross, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on
Hot
this
take.
one.
Here we go.
I watched a YouTube video this weekend, and they compared all the items on the menu in Domino's in the United States and the Domino's in China. And the Domino's in China kicks our ass. You can order everything from Domino's in China. The guy ordered a steak. And they sent him a big giant steak that was cooked. It was just wrapped in tinfoil, a big steak. And they
didn't even put it in a pizza box?
No. Well, I mean, it might have been wrapped in tinfoil inside a pizza box. They had everything, all of this amazing stuff. And then all this stuff from Domino's all looks exactly the same. It's like charred, black. Sandwiches are all like melty grossness.
I mean, the bowls are good. Late night, for sure.
I hate those. My mom loved those things.
The bowls.
Smart lady.
The bowls, yeah.
Yeah, What's in a pasta bowl?
The pasta.
Yeah, it's like a bread bowl, but with pasta. in it.
Right.
Carbs on carbs.
I used to think the Domino's was the worst until they did that campaign where they redid their whole menu and stuff, and we really liked them after they switched up.
I thought it was
that's
good,
when
too.
that's when I thought Pizza Hut became the new Domino's.
I'm not hating on Domino's pizza. Their pizza offerings are fine. Everything that's pizza adjacent is wild, man. It's. I bet those bowls are good, but I can't even bring myself to eat them. And everything I saw in that video, I was like, it all looks the same. Good God.
Well, it's a good time to let you know this hour of News Junkies brought to you by Domino's Pizza.
Thanks, Domino's.
Domino's, I will totally change my opinion for money. So send that over here.
No, they have your data. Don't worry.
Yeah, maybe they don't need any of this. Here's Otowski with a dispatch.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
We actually saw Elemental this weekend, and we thought it was phenomenal. It was definitely more of an adult film in the sense that, my wife and I were, there was a lot of high-level messaging and about connection and relationships. And my wife and I were actually teary-eyed a time or two, as most Pixar movies are able to do. But, our kids, everything pretty much went over their head. But I did see a story that apparently there was a non-binary character in there. And all
trigger
these,
warning.
Right-wing websites are freaking out about how Disney's still pushing this, everybody has to be gay narrative or something. So I'm sure that's not helping their chances at the box office. But really a great movie. Hopefully it picks up.
Yeah,
enjoy the show.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think that's affecting it because here's the problem. I have not heard that there is any non-binary character in Elemental because mostly I have not heard of Elemental until just now. So
that's the big problem.
You have to know that the controversy exists to start, to start wanting to boycott it. For example, one thing that not a lot of people have brought up, but if you, like myself, I have the new version of iOS, the beta, on my phone.
Don't brag.
And just because I wanted to check out some of the new features, and I guess in the contact sheet now, there is a slot for your pronouns.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I've seen
getting rid of my iPhone.
I've seen like one person, I'm like, wait till everybody's iPhone has this. And they're like, wait a second.
You can't boycott Apple. There's too much of a monopoly out there.
Yeah, you can also put like really terrible nicknames. And I have a picture of Sea-Lane naked with a shark.
Is that part of the card thing, or whatever it's called? Where
I mean, I would assume that you can make it part of the card for when you send your contact info out. But
it's
you
like
can
a
also,
newfangled caller ID.
Yeah, but you can also, in return, like if you're putting somebody in your phone, you can update what their pronouns are.
So here's why I don't think that that's accurate and that's responsible for this Pixar movie not doing well. When you had Spider-Man, the multiverse Spider-Man just came out, they tried to go after it for all kinds of
black.
Oh my God, Black Spider-Man, and there's all these messages of this and that. That movie did really well, and it didn't have an impact on it at all. So it's only when these boycotts and stuff, they only work when the core audience is people who would be pissed off about that stuff. For Pixar, the core audience is normal people. It's families. It's not people who are spending every day on Twitter watching this stupid stuff. It's regular human beings. And the parents probably didn't see the trailer, or the parents didn't catch on to this. So many of those decisions, mind you, are made by little kids. If the little kid starts nagging their parents and saying, I want to watch Elemental, guess what they're going to do that weekend? Family's going to go see Elemental. You're going to sell like 4 tickets because the whole family's going, and you make money. You're doing all right. But I like Sealand said, he didn't even know this damn thing existed. And this is a Pixar movie.
They probably did that on purpose, though.
What, low-keyed the promotion?
Because had they put the promotion out and word gets out that they had a non-binary, then it's boycott and probably going to not fare well. I mean, think about the buzz for Buzz Lightyear.
Right.
They said wasn't there like a gay moment?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
No, I remember us talking about it. I still haven't seen it. I remember there was like controversy with that because I think that there was a gay character in it. Someone correct me.
I ain't watching Buzz Lightyear.
I don't remember that. But
that make you feel good?
Very possible.
What if your son's gay?
And
be fine.
He's got some time. In this Elemental movie,
Queer Lane.
The thing that people were talking about online, and this is very online, the non-binary character, it's like 2 seconds. It's somebody walking out the door of their room, and if you stop and you zoom in and you go to the corner of the room, you could see a like trans flag or something. It's like it's the tiniest thing. It's not. A lot of times people get mad about this. There was a movie where there was a same-sex kiss, I remember, and there was a controversy around it, and it was a cartoon. And then when it came down to it, if you were watching the movie and you weren't completely looking at this, you would never have noticed. It's like 3 frames of a movie, and then people will get upset about it. That's not why these movies fail. They fail because they didn't generate enough attention to the movie, and people didn't get hyped about it.
You almost said buzz.
I don't want to say buzz again because you guys both already took that one. When I see these, I go, hey.
I realized I didn't have a different word, and then I was like, oh, gosh, I'm kind of committed to it now.
You want to make a movie that's successful, get it out there, get people talking about it, and it'll work every single time. And Spider-Man is a good example of that. I didn't follow
black?
much of that. The black Spider-Man kicked ass. He did real well. And a lot of the audience was made up of people who were black, bringing their families out to see that. So if you can make a movie and make money, do it. Do your thing. I'm not here to tell anybody what to watch or what not to watch, but they didn't seem to want to watch that Pixar
There's that
movie.
Russian doll show, though.
Yeah, it's brand new. I finished that. I told you that, though.
Were you satisfied?
Did
it all make sense at the end?
It did make sense at the end, but it was so complicated. It was like the damn Curious Case of What's-Her-Face thing that I've been talking about.
Natalia Grace.
It's very, very complicated. That story is complicated.
Yeah.
I could imagine if you were one of the key people in it and somebody goes, wait, what's happening with your life? You go,
yeah, how do you even sum that up?
all right.
I feel like it's Inception, where I had to watch that 3 times
Yeah.
in order to get a bit of a grasp on it.
A lot of layers to that whole thing. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about charges against influencer Andrew Tate. What happened to him? Details coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution. The traffic lights aren't working on US 441 Orange Blossom Trail heading northbound at Southland Boulevard. There's delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192. You could expect delays due to an accident on State Road 429 heading northbound at Stony Brook West Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa Hoagie Fest is back, and they're celebrating 15 years of hoagie love with $5 shorties and $6 classics in any variety. Gotta have a Wawa.
Listen up, my friends. Mortgage brokers are better. And if you're asking why, I'll tell you. They do all their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. Because I could tell you right now, the process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing, and some people don't ever want to do it. But when it comes to that mortgage guy, Don, he made it very simple. You go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. You see, it is very easy to navigate through. It is chock full of information for you. And if you have any questions, you have direct access to the man himself via live chat, email, Zoom call, appointment, or hear your question answered live this weekend on the Home Loans Radio Show. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live. Only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now.
Before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at AUTIO.com.
Fence Outlet customer Amy said,
"We had a fire on our property and needed to replace our fence quickly. We have grandchildren and pets, and we were concerned for their safety. A friend recommended Fence Outlet. We scheduled a free quote, and they had her privacy and safety restored quickly."
Visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, "I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before." Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023, plus tax. Visit store for details.
At Simply Safe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with Simply Safe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Radio! 104.1. They come for me, I'll be sitting in my desk with a gun in my hand, we're an envelope group at my, have the time was from.
We'll get to you, your dispatches, in just a moment. You know, I wanted to catch up on this story that I hadn't been following very closely, but I see it all over the place. So this weekend, I binged a bunch of the court case of this rapper YNW Melly, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I've got to learn about him, and I get deep into the world of this case, which is a super interesting case. Like, it's alleged that this rapper, YNW Melly, was in an SUV with a bunch of his friends, and he killed 2 of his friends that were in the car and then staged it to look like a drive-by. And so as I'm going through it, I'm like, let me learn a little bit about this guy. And then I heard one of his songs, and I go, God damn it, man.
You love it?
I loved it.
Okay.
It was stuck in my head all weekend. It was so good. And it's like it's a particular type of song, but
You don't have it?
No, I can't play it anyways. It's called Murder on My Mind, but when
that's preemptive?
yeah, I mean, they were trying to say that it was the video for it was influenced by this situation. That was one of those stories that comes up where they try to use rappers' content as evidence against them in court, but they can't use that. And he's actually his defense has been doing pretty good in court. But to me, it looks like he very likely had something to do with this because there's a lot of lying going on. And I'm like, damn it, the guy might be a murderer of his friends, and his song it's so good. It's one of those songs where he said the moment he came up with it, he said he woke up in prison and started singing the hook to Murder on My Mind, and he knew.
While in prison.
He knew that
Red
he
Flag
had
City.
some on his hand. And I go, oh, how good could this song be? And I listened to it the first time, and I'm like, that was pretty good. Let me hear that again. I listened to I must have listened to it like 10 times in a row.
My gosh.
All weekend long, I'm going around, and then nobody else knows it. So I'm trying to, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I'm doing this thing with Courtney where I go, I've been researching this court case about this rapper YNW Melly. And she's like, oh, yeah? She doesn't care. She has no idea who this is. And I go, and I listened to the Murder on My Mind song, and it's so good. And then she's like, yeah? And she's done. She doesn't care about this conversation. I'm trying to get her to go, why don't you put the song on? So,
let me listen to it.
So we can share this little thing together. And
What
she's
a
like,
nerd.
She's like, nah, no, don't care about that very much.
Then you two are holding each other in the kitchen singing Murder on Your Mind.
The video is wild for that, too. But anyhow, on a different note altogether, Andrew Tate, social media personality, Top G, as he calls himself, Andrew Tate has been charged with rape and human trafficking, according to Romanian officials. Now, this was kind of weird because him and his brother...
I thought he was charged a long time ago. He was detained a long time ago.
They originally said they were investigating him. Tate is 36. His brother Tristan is 34.
He's a colossal douchebag.
They accused him of doing what's called the lover boy method. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
It's been a couple of years.
That means that somebody convinces somebody to fall in love with them in order to get them to do things.
Brainwashing.
Yeah, kind of. Like what? So they would do this. Like they would get some woman online to fall in love with them and move to Romania, and then they would have them do OnlyFans and cam girl stuff and take a portion of the money that they were generating from these things, and they were doing this over and over to get these women to show up to this house. Now, I haven't seen anything that suggests that these women were like forced at gunpoint or anything to stay there. They were staying there willingly, it seems, at least in most of these cases. But it's illegal. The lover boy method is illegal to get somebody to fall in love with you and then trick them into doing something. And so that's what they were investigating them for. Then they released them onto house arrest where they finished the investigation, and now they've been hit with these charges. It says online influencer Andrew Tate, his brother, and 2 Romanian women. These were the women that were like helping procure other women for this whole thing.
The Jelaine of Romania?
Yes, basically. They were like the top women in this thing. They got the other people to stay in line. Online influencer Andrew Tate, his brother, and 2 Romanian women were indicted in Romania on human trafficking and rape charges 6 months after they were initially detained. The Anti-Organized Crime Prosecutions Unit ordered the indictment of the 4 defendants for the offenses, including setting up an organized criminal group, trafficking in persons, on and on and on it goes. He just did a big interview on the BBC not that long ago. He's a big
that
figure.
went very well.
He did. I thought he did pretty well in that interview. Actually,
that was rough.
You think so?
Yeah,
I thought he did pretty well because I don't think the woman knew enough about what was going on. The woman who was interviewing him got caught up a couple of times by him. I thought that was bad, and I thought that there was another interview I saw with him where he didn't do very well. But he did an interview one time with a streamer on Twitch named Hassan, and he put his feet to the fire pretty good. And
Hassan did, or
Hassan did, yeah. Like he had real information. Like he was like, answer this, answer this, answer this, and he kind of held his feet to the fire better than a lot of these reporters can because they just don't do enough research sometimes. Lee Road says, this song sucks, Wasson. You are wrong, sir. It is catchy. I like it, man.
It's popping.
I think it's good. Okay, let's do a couple of dispatches real quick, and then we'll learn what's coming up on the next episode. Oh, I did want to show you this because this is wild, actually. Something that happened in Boston. This is so scary, and you'll hear what's going on right here, but I'll describe it for you if you're not watching on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Watch this. Here. Right in the face.
Oh, my God.
That's so scary.
Let's see what is up with Tanner Houck.
Yeah, you're wearing a face mask for the rest of your career.
Right in the face.
Good God, dude.
I think it got him in like his eye socket.
Oh.
And it did the full right off the bat. I don't know how fast those balls are going when they come off the bat, but it's got to be quick.
Also,
upwards of 80, 90 miles an hour.
That's insane to hit you in the face with that.
I wonder if a lot of people missed this because they just stopped watching knowing that the score was 13-1.
Good God.
That's insane.
Yeah, Boston.
And top of the fifth?
Yep. Yeah, until this guy gets just hit in the face like this. My God. He was all right. But for a while, everybody goes into full-on freak-out mode. Because you could do some real damage that way. Okay, one dispatch can make it in. Here is Butters. Let's see what Butters says.
I think we're just getting way too much content. And with all the streaming services, that includes Paramount, Disney, HBO Max, which is now Max.
Right.
Just so much stuff comes out. I think we're all starting not to care. And why continue to waste our money on Disney movies?
Yeah, that could be true. Right now, it seems to be this thing where it's like, what's the next thing people are talking about? And a show will get that buzz, and people will start talking about it, and then it'll explode. It'll be our thing for the moment. And then people will find the next one, and on to the next one, on to the next one. But I haven't seen a lot of buzz about the new Pixar movie. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Kourtney Kardashian announces she's now eating for Blink-182, while Adele says hello to Jokic. Bebe Rexha is the top contender for 2023's Think Fast Award. Plus, come on, shake your body, baby, do the conga for 16 miles. Oh, way, no way. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. We do have another hot and stormy day ahead. Forecast highs will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area, but storms likely moving in this morning and then another round throughout the afternoon. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as strong winds, so it's important to make sure you stay weather aware. And remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Phantom Fireworks.
Just a reminder for this and every 4th of July that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to backyards across America by Phantom Fireworks. Visit fireworks.com for specials, coupons, and a location near you.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X dry fire training system.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X dry fire training system.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Oviedo on Alafaya Trail next to Zips Car Wash now through June 27th. You'll get 2 times O-Rewards points on select purchases, which means you can reach your next $5 reward twice as fast. Plus, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products right now at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through Easy Cater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at Easy Cater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
On the Born to Love podcast, join Ellie Kemper from The Office and comedian Scott Eckert as they speak with celebrity guests about their lifelong passions. From hobbies and cities to holidays, movies, and more.
Love it or loathe it. Foam rollers.
Love it.
Yes!
Get in there. Release that lower back.
I told you, Scott, you can do it on any body part.
I believe you.
Lower back, neck.
Listen to Born to Love with Ellie Kemper and Scott Eckert on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
At SimpliSafe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with SimpliSafe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
This Thursday, iHeartRadio is partnering with Global Citizen to join artists, activists, and global citizens around the world, calling on world leaders to take urgent action against climate change and to power our planet. Celebrate the movement with Lenny Kravitz, Billie Eilish, Her, John Batiste, Phineas, and many more. Performing live. Join us for Power Our Planet live in Paris. Listen to Global Citizen Radio on the free iHeartRadio app. Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can always get the podcast, which all the links for that are over at thenewsjunkie.com. So go check that out when you get a shot at it.
Do it.
All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Jennifer Lawrence pulled down my underwear one time.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up.
It's not quite 100% just yet. Looks just like two lights kind of chasing each other.
My eyes feel better about it. So thank you, Austin. Thank you, C-Lane. Thanks for nothing, Sean.
All right, well,
Let's go!
No, thank you all, and a big shout out to That Mortgage Guy Don. Thank you for sponsoring the Home Loans Radio Show that you can tune into every weekend, as well as the next episode. And, of course, the website, thatmortgageguydon.com. Start the process of refinancing or buying your first dream home today. And here I am, back in the flesh. Survived Bonnaroo 2023.
Yeah.
And I have some stories for you.
Did you get stuck in any of that crazy traffic that
Yes.
when I pulled up Twitter this morning, I saw some tweets that were like, "Stay away from Gate 5 near the."
That was probably Monday. We left probably maybe 30 minutes into Foo Fighters, and they were the very last show.
Oh, okay.
And we heard as Haley Williams popped out as a surprise to sing My Hero. But other than that, we were...
Hey, you could watch a video that somebody else recorded of that. You get there...
I got zero videos.
You get out of there before there's any sort of
that one's
traffic
on Hulu,
jam.
so.
Boy, they
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job. But yeah, first and foremost, 22 years ago, 2001, this TV show right here...
South Park.
That's right, you guys. And in 2001, South Park featured the S word 162 times in 30 minutes
I
during
remember
its
that.
season premiere. And I will start with the first one. And
It's funny you mentioned that. I was just thinking of the way that started in that episode because they were all freaking out that their favorite cop show was going to say it. And they watched the whole show. And at the very end, the guy's like, "Hey, you got a little bit of S on your shirt there."
But they had been cursing prior to that.
Yes, but
Okay.
not that word. They hadn't said the S word, and then they had a little counter on the side of the screen for each time they did
That
it.
word's such child's play now.
Yeah, now it's
Don't you think?
not nearly. They say it on
One
CNN.
of these days, we're going to be able to say it on the air. I just know it. And talk about a show. Let me tell you about one of my favorite memories. Maybe I'll sprinkle them in, or it's the only story I have from Bonnaroo. But it is the day after we got there Thursday night. Friday morning, Radio Michael 7 and I, who I believe is still passed out at my house, we get into the jam track. It's like their own little cart. And we're making our way to the media tent. And behind us is, we'll call her Olivia. And Olivia
I think her
has
name's Olivia.
no shoes, makeup down to her cheeks.
Oh, boy.
Brand new fillers, I think, for Bonnaroo. And she proceeds to tell us that she woke up in the medical tent. This was before Friday. This was Thursday night.
Oh, my God. She's already screwed up.
So she's like, I don't know what happened. I just remember I got locked in my tent. And first question was, how do you
Locked
get
in a
locked
tent?
in a tent?
Tents seem easy to get out of in a pinch.
Yeah,
It's bolted from the outside like that submarine.
And then she's like, yeah, I just remember screaming, and my friends found me naked, and then I woke up in the medical tent. The sweet lady who was driving the jam track, the little train there, she was like, hey, sweet girl, so you can't find your shoes, huh? Or your phone? And you need a blanket? Then my favorite quote of the entire weekend is she proceeds to tell me in Radio Michael 7, I'm trying to pick out what night I'm going to go feral.
Feral? I haven't heard going feral
Feral's
before.
what the kids are saying, and that's going buck wild. And to that I ask you, Olivia, I thought waking up in a medical tent would be under the definition of feral.
I want to see the night that she calls feral.
You have,
Yeah,
you have
same.
no shoes on and you're not feral yet?
You were naked
No
at one
shoes,
point?
No phone. And she's like, I'm going to figure out which of the rest of the nights I'm going to go feral. So to you, Olivia, bless you. I hope you're alive. And thank you for a wonderful quote. Let's get even more feral. Stop throwing things at BB Rexa, please. She got nailed in the head.
I don't know why people do this. Why do people throw stuff at the performers on the stage?
Well, that, and of all things to throw, something that has all identifying markers of yours, your phone.
It's funny you should ask. They did ask him why he did it. He said, I thought it would be funny.
That was the reasoning given?
That was the guy that they arrested.
her in the face
He's
with
like,
a cell
I
phone.
did say think fast. But yeah, she got nailed in the face, and things went south very quickly, including her entire body. You did put it on See It Now?
Yeah.
Those of you on the app, you could see BB getting nailed in the face. It was during her New York show, and some fan tossed his phone at her right there and knocked her in the eyeball. Now, because the phone hit her right in the face, forcing her down to her knees, it also ended the show immediately. And the post photo,
Yeah, it looks bad.
she ended up getting stitches. She posted it on Instagram. She says, "I'm good," in the caption. She has a show, I guess, in Philly, and
You know
looks
why
like
she-
she'll be wearing an eye patch.
You know why she said, I'm good, right?
What? Because that's her song?
Yeah, that's her song.
is it?
I'm good. I'm
good.
This is the first
and
I've
I'm
ever heard
feeling
of this
alright.
person.
Baby, I'm gonna have the best freaking night of my life.
I hate that song. And you know what?
I love that song.
I bet so many young kids right now have no idea that that's the Blue Dr.
Right.
D song.
Eiffel 65 does not get the credit they deserve.
No.
Just wait till Just Okay 8. We're
I'm
going to
sure they're getting some money from that song.
Yeah, hope so.
Big congratulations. This is a new thing, but she prego.
Who?
Kourtney Kardashian. That's right. Travis legoed of his ego. Or however that works.
Yeah, it
See,
doesn't work
how
like
does
that.
babies work?
She's the one with the ego.
She held up a sign that said, "Travis, I'm pregnant," and then one of the bandmates pointed out saying, "Someone's having a baby, I miss you." And then it got really weird. It's like, Travis is doing it, man. He's having sex. I'm like, aren't you guys 40 years old? She also seems to be showing a bit of a baby bump.
Oh, so she's actually carrying the baby.
It seems to be the case.
Because a lot of
or
the...
maybe I'm being extremely rude right now.
A bunch of these big celebrities will be like, "Yep, we're pregnant, we're having a baby," and they use a surrogate.
Yeah.
And they don't even like
Kim
have.
did.
Yeah, she definitely did before.
Now, I will also mention that as soon as they started dating each other and the premiere of the Kardashians on Hulu was Travis giving his semen, like that was like a main part of the storyline for the first episode at a clinic of some sort. So congratulations.
All
Another
right.
Kardashian headed our way.
They did it.
Can't say the same for this gal. She does not have a baby, but she has a fungal infection.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
That is
Adele.
That is right. Hello. To her jock itch, she has been sweating in her Spanx and now has told everyone in Las Vegas who's watching her shows. Imagine paying $1,800 to sit there and watch Adele talk about how she has a skin infection where her Spanx meet.
What is jock itch? Just
Oh.
out of curiosity.
I'm so glad that you asked because
I've never had it, I don't think.
we have not one, but 5 bullet points on what is jock itch.
All right, we're going to learn something today. It'll be good.
According to the NHS, jock itch is a type of tinea fungal infection found in the groin known as the tinea cureus. Symptoms include red-brown sores, which may have
Gross.
blisters and pus-filled sores around the edge. Another symptom is itchiness and redness around your groin area,
Hence the name.
including your inner thighs and bottom, although genitals are not usually affected. You may also have scaly, flaky skin on your inner thighs. It said exercising, walking, and wearing tight clothing, like Spanx, will give you that jock itch.
Have you guys ever had jock itch?
I don't think so.
Me either. I have that thing all the time.
I've
where
had it.
where you walk too much and then you get like the
chafe.
Oh, that's
yeah,
chafing.
yeah, that's bad. That's
I had that when I went to Bonnaroo.
Oh,
yeah.
And whoever posted on Reddit the hack, if you don't have Gold Bond, you could use deodorant.
And just like rub it
was
between your
a
legs?
huge help for me. The biggest
pro tip that worked
I
out.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
And now your
that saved my
groin
trip.
smells like lavender?
Old Spice up here, and down there.
Got your bases covered.
Yep. And while we're here running the bases of the genital region, I have, I think, how many months until my birthday, my next one? It's less than a year from now.
All right.
And I ask of one thing. And that one thing is the bidet used by Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What's so special about their bidet?
It was used by Jay-Z and
Oh.
Beyonce, and it's now up for sale.
I thought you meant like the brand that they use is a really good one or something.
No, it's the actual one that they have used before. Let me tell you a little bit about it. What's jock itch? Now, a company called Eric's Architectural Salvage LA is selling items from a home Jay and Bay rented back in 2015, and that includes a bidet.
I'm still weirded out by bidets. I can't get used
You
to that
have
thing.
one.
I know. I use it. I never use it.
How much does it cost to get the J&B bidet?
Go ahead. Go ahead and guess.
I
It
think.
includes sconies.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I don't have a bidet. You have to tell me.
Scones?
Sconces.
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 Yeah.
What's a sconces?
It's like a little light fixture.
Like a Wisconsin. Exterior lights. So we have interior and exterior lights,
It's
an
fancy.
arched metal door frame, and French doors.
French
as well as
doors
the
on a bidet?
that went in J and Bay's behind. How much do you think it is worth?
I think this is
Current
worth.
bid right now.
The current bid right now, I think, is $20,000.
Okay, you ruined the game. It's $2,400.
Oh,
Sorry,
why does that ruin the game? Steele could have still answered and
It's
nailed
way
it.
too high for a bidet.
How are we supposed to know what to pay for a J&B bidet?
Well, enough for you guys to get it for me, please.
If there's a bidet that's going to go for a lot of money, that's the one that's going to go for a lot of money, I would think.
I will have an update tomorrow on the J-Bay bidet.
Okay.
On
Hard
here-
to say.
On the boob tube.
I just may.
America's Got Talent Day on NBC. Beat Shazam. Don't forget the lyrics on Fox. Watch What Happens Live with Bryan Cranston.
Okay.
That's the Andy Show on Bravo. And stand-up special 85 South Ghetto Legends on Netflix. Of course, writers still on strike. And you follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, there was an incident over the weekend.
I feel like we keep making A rhymes now.
I will stay away from that. Let's veer in another direction. These people thought they had won $3.5 million. $3.5 million. And the people who were holding this competition said, I'm sorry to tell you, you didn't. It's really a weird story, and wait till you hear what happened to these people. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's another Winning Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041. The clock is running. This week, win a pair of tickets to the original Misfits at Mid-Florida Amphitheater. Enter before next Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heading through the city, watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Cayley Street and Robinson Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Alafaya Trail heading eastbound at State Road 419. You can expect slowdowns due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192. The traffic lights aren't working on US 441 Orange Blossom Trail northbound and southbound at Southland Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fontainebleau's Summer Paradise Getaway.
Fontainebleau Miami Beach is your summer paradise getaway. Unwind and renew at Lapa Spa and float among 11 pools just steps from the ocean. The possibilities are endless. Save up to 25%, plus receive up to $100 resort credit when you stay 4 nights or more, June through September. Book now at Fontainebleau.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Days. We're celebrating with fun in-store events for IKEA family members and lots of savings.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for extra chairs to host my pickleball team dinner.
We can help you save on that and more.
Great. And that flower crown looks amazing.
Come make your own in-store on June 23rd through 25th. Plus, buy tickets to the June 23rd Swedish Midsummer Buffet at your local store. Go to IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for more details. Offer valid 5/30 to 7/4. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain. like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. And right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn models equipped with a V6 engine. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 7/5/23.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
You know, my wife makes fun of me for all the research I do before buying something. Boy, I'm glad I went with Fence Outlet for our new vinyl fence. They've been in business 25 years. They manufacture their own white vinyl fence, and they stand by it. Two other companies closed just 2 weeks after we got their quote. I'm not one to say I told you so, but I wonder how good those other warranties are now. Thanks, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com. That's fenceoutlet.com.
License number C-10252 and C-10803.
It's a fact. When it comes to your health care, early detection saves lives. No question about it. And when it comes to your long-term health care, you want the most information possible for sure. That's where Life Imaging FLA comes in. With Life Imaging FLA, there's no guessing game, just hard data in real time so you can create a healthcare plan that's proactive, not reactive. With my full body scan from Life Imaging FLA, I now know that I have small cysts on my kidneys, the beginnings of diverticulitis, and a moderately swollen prostate gland. That allows me to form a healthcare plan with my primary care physician to attack these issues head on. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan. With just a few minimum requirements, that's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Now open in Daytona.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. these days. I think he was just on Joe Rogan's podcast, and there's been a bunch of stuff trending on social media about him. And it's funny because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a Democrat who's going to try to run against Joe Biden, try to primary him. And
But big into conspiracies.
He's long been crazy about the vaccine stuff, which is interesting because as of late, it hasn't been the Democrats who have been into the vaccine conspiracies. It's been a lot of Republicans, just because that's the way it worked out. But there's freaks on both sides who are anti-vaccine.
I thought it was always more of a Republican thing to be anti-vax.
No, there's a lot of hippies and Green Party people, and then there's the coalition of people who think that vaccines causes autism, and there's just a bunch of people who end up falling into these little categories.
Because it does.
And RFK Jr. RFK Jr. believes it does.
It does.
First of all, he's got some crazy ass views. Second of all, I know I talked about this before, but I can't do the voice thing. I know it's a health issue. I can't do it. I was listening to a clip of him, all right? And RFK is talking. He's like, Wi-Fi gives you cancer. And he's doing all this stuff. And he went, and he went to clear his voice. And I'm like, ah. And then I expected clear audio afterwards. And then no, he's kept talking the same way because obviously he can't just clear that out of his throat. It's so tough to listen to. And I know we have some people who listen to the show who have that same affliction. That sucks, man. That's very, very, very difficult. But he is nuts, and he's everywhere all of a sudden. He believes that Wi-Fi gives you cancer.
Okay.
As previously stated.
That's going to be tough for the campaign trail.
Wi-Fi gives you cancer, which I think dovetails with those 5G people. They were a little weird about the whole 5G.
Does that mean that there is not a lick of Wi-Fi anywhere surrounding his campaign?
I don't know. I would think it would be really hard for them not to have.
Did Joe Rogan turn off the Wi-Fi?
No way.
In that little treehouse submarine studio.
No
of
shot.
His.
There's no way.
No, I don't think so. I think this is just what happens is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. People are always like, oh, they have somebody to debate him. He's like an Alex Jones type, and here's what I mean by that. Some people, you'll talk to them and you can't really steer them straight because one sentence will have like 4 things you need to correct. And then you're going back to try to correct the things in that sentence, and then he's dropping another sentence. So he'd be like, well, clearly, obviously, Wi-Fi causes cancer. We've got to stay away from the 5G because it melts babies' brains. And
Right.
So each sentence is just full of all of this nonsense. He's a loon, man. He's a crazy person. But I guess some people are digging his stuff, what he's saying. I don't know who's into that.
But he's still like full blown into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's big. And he's like, he doesn't back down.
Simmer down.
No, he doesn't back down from any of this stuff.
Yeah, why not? At this point, I feel like I've seen it all, and the threshold has not been met.
Yeah,
so why not?
He's not going to win anything. Let's say that. But he is getting some attention out there right now, and you'll probably see more of his face in the coming months.
Now, is Q still waiting for John F. Kennedy Jr. to show up?
I haven't heard from QAnon people in a while, and I watch for these kind of things out there. I try to track the crazies, and I haven't seen anything from them. They've been quiet.
Where you at, Q?
They're standing by and standing down or whatever. Right now, there is a clip that's going around. I got to see this. And I guess this is from former President Trump on Fox News this weekend. And he was being interviewed. And the interviewer, I haven't heard it again, but the interviewer says something to the effect of, here are some of the insults you've called people that you've worked with.
Oh, I watched this morning.
Did you? I didn't get to see it yet.
I watched it this morning.
And he's like, I hire the best people. I know all the best people. And
he goes, here are all the people you've hired, and here are the things that you've said about them. Do you still agree that you hire the best people?
Let's see if it works.
Okay. In 2016, you said that. I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people.
Well, I did do that, and we had tremendous. Look, we had the best economy we've ever had, the world has ever seen.
Your Vice President Mike Pence is running against you.
Yeah.
Your Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr. Says you shouldn't be president again. Calls you the consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called Barr a gutless pig. Your second defense secretary is not supporting you, called you irresponsible. This week, you and your White House called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly.
Dude, what a question.
I don't understand your point.
When I was
Go on.
I was watching this, I was like, did he have this I mean, obviously the producers were ready for it because they are cutting to clips of every person he has. So
they know.
this was a calculated question. And I was like, does this span a whole page? He just keeps going and
The question
going.
is 45 seconds long so far, so he's still going.
Weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock. And
Dumb
your
as a
first
rock,
Defense
that
Secretary,
Rex.
James Mattis, the world's most overrated
Everybody
general.
knows it.
You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Canadian military.
God, it keeps going.
And multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife.
My God.
Why did you hire all of them in the first place?
Oh, no way.
It cut it out. It cut it out for the answer.
Like for part 2.
What did he say in the response?
He shifted to like,
oh, okay. For those
we got 10 out of 1. You're 10 to 1, bad to
10
good.
to 1 that were fantastic. We had a great economy. We had phenomenal people in charge of the economy. We had phenomenal people in the military. I'm not a fan of Milley, and I'm not a fan of certain of the
I'm
television
sorry.
people.
Did he just give a nickname to the military?
No,
Millie?
that's a guy's last name.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a fan of the Millie. You know, people call it the Millie these days.
Started a whole new branch of Millie.
Space Force is still out there. He might drop them.
But I knocked out ISIS. I defeated ISIS. They said, Mattis, it would take 3 years, and I don't think we can do it. I did it in a period of like 4 weeks.
There's a lot of people that praise you for your policies. I just said that.
That's true. Well, I mean, you just went through a list. But don't forget, for every one you say, I had 10 that love us. And one thing happens, I find.
Look, he's got the question in front of him. It is like an entire page.
Very.
I feel like he didn't have time to name all of them.
Holy cow, man. That was a lot that he threw at him.
Oh, 2024 is going to be fun.
And this is what happens with these kind of interviews that I get kind of frustrated with. It's like he didn't address it. He's not going to ever address that. It's all a game back and forth. It's not like actual dialogue and conversations that are happening, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd love to see it. So also in the world of former President Trump, they said he and his legal team cannot keep nor publicly disclose any federal evidence in the classified documents case against him. He's not supposed to be talking about this and sharing information. And they said if he does, he'll be in contempt of court. So he's got some rules against him that he has to follow here. He's not generally very good at following
I get
rules.
to do what I want.
We'll see what happens with him. But a lot of trouble
What was the last
in his
one?
room.
China Loving Wife?
Mitch McConnell's China Loving Wife. Meanwhile, I teased this before the break, so let's get into it. They thought they were going to win $3.5 million in prize money, but that's not how it went for them. They said the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament in North Carolina ended in controversy after the crew dubbed Sensation boasted a whopping 619-pound marlin. That marlin would have clinched the team members more than $3 million in prize money.
God, that's massive.
But they said they disallowed it because as they were reeling in their marlin, right? They're pulling in that marlin, trying to get it on the boat. All of a sudden, it got attacked by a shark.
Oh, no.
And the shark was taking chunks out of the marlin, and they
Shark's like,
disqualified
I've been trying
them.
to catch that thing for years.
They said, you can't win the prize now because it was bitten by sharks. It was determined that Sensation's 619-pound blue marlin is disqualified due to mutilation caused by shark or other marine animal. It was
How did they determine it was 615 pounds?
I think it still might have been 615 pounds, even though it had chunks of it taken out.
Oh, that's
It was deemed the fish was mutilated before it was landed or boated, and therefore it was disqualified.
Was that in the rules already?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
And so they lost out on $3 million. They fought the marlin for 6 hours trying to catch it, and because a shark had taken a bite out of it, they don't win the prize.
See, I feel like the shark taking a bite out of it should have made it harder for them to win because whatever the shark took away from that is taken away from the overall weight of the fish.
Yeah. The only thing I could think of, though, is maybe they have that rule so people don't find, like, a fish that's been attacked and they don't even catch it, and they just, like, bring it on the boat. Like, so if a shark attacked a marlin and it, like, floated to the surface or something, and they would use that and it would be cheating. So maybe that's why they have that rule in place. But they would have won $3 million for that thing.
They can't get like 1.5, so
And then
it's
give 'em-
half a fish.
They got nothing, I guess. They would have gotten $3 million for first place, $2.77 million for first place, and $739,500 for the first catch of the year that's more than 500 pounds. but they did not get any of this, and they're obviously upset. Steven wants to talk about Robert F. Kennedy. Let's see what Steven says.
Why don't you listen to Robert F. Kennedy on Joe Rogan? You could hear what he's saying. He's not thinking Wi-Fi causes cancer. You guys sound retarded.
That's literally
Just
what he said.
listen to him talk, you
Sir,
idiots.
the use of the R word really
I don't care about
drills
that
the
as
point.
much. Steven, if you listen to the clip, there's actually a clip where Joe Rogan is talking to him, and he talks about Wi-Fi giving him cancer, and Joe Rogan presses him on this very issue, and he says, I don't have the intellectual depth to argue this further, and he kind of stops. But his point is that Wi-Fi gives you cancer. Yes, it is. I saw the clip of this, and that's exactly what he said. And it wasn't something that could have been cut out.
You could just Google it, too, there, bud, and know that some of the first headlines come, we got to get rid of this Wi-Fi. Joe Rogan falls for RFK Jr.'s wild claim Wi-Fi causes cancer and leaky brain.
Oh, good old leaky brain. I've never heard of leaky brain until today. This guy likes RFK, man. He's a fan, I guess. Let me see if I can get the clip where they discuss this in just a moment.
How long is the podcast itself? 3 hours?
Oh, the podcast is probably at least over an hour, probably 2-3 hours. They're usually pretty long. But here's what he actually said on the show, so we're being fair about it. Here you go.
Well, Wi-Fi radiation
I'm sorry?
does all kinds of bad
Sounds
things,
weird.
including causing cancer.
Okay, what did he just say?
One more time.
He literally just said Wi-Fi radiation does all kinds of things, including causing cancer.
Well, Wi-Fi radiation does all kinds of bad things, including causing cancer.
Wi-Fi radiation causes
Yeah,
cancer.
from your cell phone. I mean, there's cell phone tumors. You know that. I mean, I'm representing hundreds of people who have cell phone tumors. Well, my ear is always on the ear that you favor with your cell phone.
Your cell phone gives you cancer.
Oh, and you know we have the science. So if anybody lets us in front of a jury, it will be over. You know,
So what is
Does he talk that fast?
No, I think they sped this up.
They do
because
that on
it
TikTok.
sounds like it's a different
Some
speed.
people with their glioblastomas, that's the kind of cancers that they get. But cancer's not the worst thing. They also, you know, it opens up. Wi-Fi radiation opens up your blood-brain barrier, and so all these toxins that are in your body can now go into your brain.
How does Wi-Fi radiation open up your blood-brain barrier?
Yeah, now you're going beyond my expertise. But what?
So just spread that information.
He doesn't know much more about it. He just knows it causes you cancer.
Hey, we'll take your apology, sir.
No, you ain't going to apologize. He's an RFK fan, all right?
And you probably also sent that to us, the dispatch, using some sort of Wi-Fi.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Appreciate you and your dispatch for now.
I don't.
Here's
Sean might.
Here's Bruce Traveler is checking in with us.
Hey guys, I know I'm long-winded. I'm going to keep it short here, but the thing with movie theaters lately, and I think why movies like Elemental and The Flash and all those, aside from some quality issues, that aren't making the money they should, is because of home video release times. If you remember, it used to be that it would take sometimes up to a year and a half after a movie was released in the theater for you to be able to see it at home. You'd had to buy it or rent it.
Yeah.
Now it's available within 45 days on any number of the streaming services. Usually you're already paying for them, or you have somebody else that is, or can get a free trial. And yeah, I mean, why waste all that money on a movie theater experience when you can just wait a couple weeks, essentially?
That's why I don't go.
That's my opinion.
Or you save it for a movie that you feel is much more worthy of your money and time, going to the theater, picking out a theater, picking out a time, getting your tickets, getting your food, whatever. You want to save that for like blockbuster movies, which is why Top Gun did.
That was huge.
Was such a huge thing. And Top Gun, part of it was right at that time that people were starting to come back into movie theaters, and Tom Cruise even did that weird video at the beginning of it,
back.
like, theaters are back. I just saved everybody.
Tom Cruise is so much, man.
Yeah.
He is a lot.
For that tiny little body.
But yeah, I don't think people are going, Elemental's the one I want to see in theaters.
There's not a lot of buzz about
No.
it. You just don't hear it. And that does matter. Like that's what makes the needle move when it comes to getting kind of attention and people in the seats for these movies. A bunch of people chiming in about RFK. We'll get to more of that. I'm not against conspiracies. I believe in several conspiracies.
Name them, please.
They're not big conspiracies. I don't believe like the 9/11 was an inside job thing is stupid. Most of these things are stupid. You have to have brain rot to believe these things. But let me try to think of one. This is a weird one.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
I don't believe in that. I think Epstein did kill himself. I believe that the Havana syndrome is made up. I think it's a social contagion. Havana syndrome, where these people think that in the Cuban embassy and stuff, that the enemies are like pointing radiation guns at them, and it's giving them headaches and all kinds of problems.
Whoa, wake up, Sean.
Fake. I think it's a social contagion. I think they told these people something was being done to them, and people started to develop symptoms afterwards. Much like when they tell the cops that, oh God, if you even if you wrongly look at fentanyl, it's going to make you die. And then cops get near fentanyl and they think that they've overdosed and they hit them with Narcan and stuff, and they're just freaking out. They didn't actually react to the Narcan, or they didn't actually react to the fentanyl. They just kind of had it in their head. So I think that one, I believe in the conspiracy that they greatly inflated the number of dead people from Hurricane, I believe, Maria in Puerto Rico. I don't know if this is a conspiracy. Now I think it's just like accepted, but for a long time it wasn't. That the origin of the coronavirus was from the laboratory that was right next to Wuhan, which they've eventually kind of said that's true. So I will listen to these kind of things, and if there's enough evidence, I'll go, yeah, that could be possible. But this kind of stuff is just zany. It's just really, really dumb that RFK gets into. And he just says so many things, like Alex Jones, in one sentence that are wrong and just dumb. And I think he's kind of crazy. But, you know, he could be crazy. That's fine.
But can he be president?
I don't think so. I don't know if it's going to work.
Let's see.
Let's go to Unexplained Bacon with a dispatch.
Hey, news junkies.
Hey.
Most of those big money marlin tournaments have a spotter on the boat to make sure that there's no fishy business going on.
I see, sir, on account of, I understand what you're saying. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to see what's on your mind. Plus, we're going to see what is so bad about Daddy Likes Beer. What is the big problem with this? And what is it, in fact? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Anderson Street. The left lane is blocked. There's delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192, exit 244. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Jeff Martin Auctioneers. Jeff Martin Auctioneers presents the Kissimmee Construction and Transportation Live Auction on June 22nd, featuring heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on-site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU 4483.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
newsjunkie.com. And John emails. He says, I had a similar but different choking moment last night. I said that I almost died taking a shot of whiskey last night.
It's weird. John isn't being so dramatic about this.
I'm not being dramatic. I'm being real, man. Ask Courtney. I was in a bad way. It was really, really weird. And I wasn't.
I did go out and talk to Courtney, and the only thing she said to me was, "Sorry, Sean ruined the show for you."
She was freaking out when this happened. But John says, I did a.
Probably because you were flailing.
I wasn't flailing. I was crying, and I couldn't get a full breath. I was just going.
In our 8-year relationship, Courtney's like, I haven't seen you cry once, but you choke on a little bit of whiskey.
I was full face of tears, man. It was just a natural reaction to what was going on.
Wait, I asked this, like physical tears, like
Yeah.
that's a reaction, or you thought you were dying and therefore you're emotionally crying?
No, I had no control over it. It was just
got it.
my eyes started watering as a result of whatever was going on because this whiskey shot went down the wrong pipe. John says, I did a shot of vodka last night, washed down with a beer, and it did not go down the correct pipe either. My vodka beer mix wound up going into my sinuses. This happened to me once before when I was about 8 years old. I'm now 60 when I had Coke and cheese doodles come out of my nose, which does not sound like a pleasant experience. Sincerely yours, just another jaw from Jersey. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. You can always email tips@thenewsjunkie.com with whatever's on your mind. Want to get to some updates here on this whole little submarine situation. They said that these people, including a billionaire, that were going on a trip to see the Titanic, they try to call it a mission and say that they were
Discovery
like,
mission.
Discovery mission. We're photographing stuff. That stuff has all been taken. There's tons of photos.
Those people survived.
There's not a lot left to discover, especially since, like, in a handful of years, that ship will be completely gone.
Right.
There won't be much of it left. Most of the stuff is being eaten up by microorganisms that live at the bottom of the ocean.
This is the equivalent of going up into space.
You sound really smart.
I've done a couple deep dives
Into
on
the Titanic?
I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah?
I'm fascinated by the original incident, the fact that it happened, and then the years it took for people to find it because there were scientists that were obsessed with it. That it took them that long, and then they could barely see it. You look at the first footage of the guy that found it, and it's like, how do you even know that's
They
the
were
Titanic?
losing their minds.
Oh, they were super excited.
Because Jack was still frozen against the door.
In this case, the submarine has 40 hours of air left. So if they are alive and bolted into this thing, waiting to be rescued, they've got less than 2 days left. And a lot of people are talking about the controller for this thing that shows how janky it is was some like Logitech controller. I think this shows it.
Pieces of this sub seemed improvised. We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World.
Camper World, that's the phrase I was looking
for.
The game controller that you run this submarine that has gone missing with is a Logitech controller, and somebody found it. It's on Amazon. A little bit of a sale on this one today, I guess, for $29.99. But that doesn't
40% off because it can't control a submarine.
That doesn't really mean anything. These remote controls or these like gamepads are pretty sophisticated, actually. Like they use them. Sealand has one for his drone.
Sure.
Like that's how you control these kind of things. So
but not that.
It could be like somebody said earlier that if SpaceX wanted to control something with a remote like this, they could spend like $1 million building something that you could match off of Amazon. And why not just use this? I think the other stuff was a little more concerning. There was like all these weird handwritten notes. The guy got one of the pipes from Camping World or something. It was what? What the hell's going on here?
No, we love Camping World, and I don't think that they had given their products out for sale with the intention of sending billionaires into the deep ocean.
Probably not rated for that. Probably not something that it's rated for.
Now they have to go and do a disclaimer. They have to have a little sign up at Camping World.
They have to ruin everything. Like anytime you get a keychain that looks like a clip for hiking or for any sort of climbing carabiner, it's not for climbing. They have to put not for climbing all over it.
I think this thing is. I don't know that they're going to find it. I hope they do, but it seems like there's a lot going against them here, and they don't have any ability to just use like a beacon to track these folks down. They could be on the surface of the water.
How deep did they go? Did they say
they went
2.5 miles?
Yeah, 2.5 miles down. And 2.5 miles down will do a number on anything. Right? There's a lot of pressure at that depth, and a lot of things can go wrong, especially if you're building a submarine out of stuff you found at Camping World, and that might be not so great. So we'll see what happens with this, but they're sending out all kinds of other subs. They're bringing all these ships over to help out. So far, they have not found anything, and they believe they have about 4 hours left to go. There has been some really bad storms for us Floridians in the last 24 hours. I think it's been storming today as well. Miami was crazy over the weekend with some of the storms that I saw. It was really, really bad. And I follow all of my storm coverage this weekend on Only in Dade.
All day.
That's where I learned what happened in Miami.
If there's anything that both Sean and I love very much, it's Only in Dade.
That's a great account. It's so good. There was these people who went to the beach. I can't make any sense of this whatsoever.
Because it's in Spanish?
It was pouring at the beach, and to get back to their car, they left the beach and they had a tent, and they were like walking with the tent as a giant umbrella as they were going along.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're at the beach, you're in the water. It doesn't matter if it's raining on you anymore. I don't know why people do that. It's such a weird thing to me. Just go to your car in the water, get inside, and dry all this stuff up later. But they seem to be freaking out this weekend. And then I saw this. Somebody sent this over.
Maybe they just didn't want to close up their tent, but they also did not want to get rid of it. So instead of using the tent as an umbrella, they were more just wanting to take the tent with them.
Yeah, they took it with them to their vehicles, and they all stayed dry. Perfectly dry. No, they were soaking wet in this thing. But they did save the tent, so I guess they got that. Dramatic video somebody sent over from Destin, Florida. This was at 11:30 a.m. Is that what that said? Hold on, let me go back. 11:30 a.m. on Monday in Destin, Florida, one of these storms that's going by. Hopefully they don't curse. Look at this. That's like a little tornado spinning up.
Good God.
Just really, really bad. I saw this stuff flying through my backyard.
Truck.
Yeah, it looks like a tornado, honestly. It did some real damage to the trees.
How are they so silent inside?
I don't know, but I like that. They didn't even curse once.
I mean, that part is nice for us, but is this a car full of psychos?
If it would have been me, I'd be like, MFing.
Well, they knew that we wanted to use the audio, and it would have been a bitch to censor it.
I would have been screaming all of the curse words. At the top of
Where
my
was it
lungs.
again?
That was in Destin, Florida.
Oh, more like Final Destin E.
I think you
had
said
to
Asian.
get I would've it gone out.
with Asian.
Yeah, you were right there. You had Asian right in front of you.
Okay, all right. Wait till the dispatchers comes in with the same exact joke, okay?
All right, we'll see if they do. They're lined up and ready to go in
dump
just a
that whole
moment.
thing, please.
Nope, it's out there
I'm
now.
going back to Bonnaroo.
It's out in the world. There is a book at Walmart that people
Hope
are
you're
now
ready to
upset
clean.
about. This book at Walmart is surprisingly not about transgender stuff. It's about something totally different, but parents are outraged. At least
course.
one of them. It's probably only one.
Summertime.
And this book is called Daddy Likes Beer. And I've never heard of this before, but the book Daddy Likes Beer by Mike Lukaszowski is
He was
described
in Monsters, Inc.
on the Walmart website as a rhyming text with whimsical allusion. The first pages of the book read, Donkey likes a dangled carrot, Bunny likes to disappear, Monkey likes banana smoothies, and Daddy likes his beer. And so it's a whole poem about the father liking beer. And they're like, this is contributing to alcoholism. It's a book for adults, by the way. It's just one of those stupid, funny books that's meant for adults. And Ashley, though, is very, very upset about this.
Well, listen here. You don't need a book. All the children of alcoholics have that experience without any pages in front of them.
They're going to know. They're going to be well aware of what this is all about. Let's see what you got. Here's Swilly. He says, thanks, Florida.
Boy, howdy.
Hey.
Sure seems like a real great day to stand next to a large body of water with a 16-foot metal pole in my hand.
Yeah, that's not great.
Thanks,
Cool guys.
Florida.
Cool guys, be safe out there on a day like today. D-Dub-D's talking about Titanic.
Hey, junkies, happy today. It's all this Titanic talk is just ironic, or I don't know what's going on, because the other day I'm scrolling through Pluto and Titanic was on, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that for years. I'm going to watch it.
You did it.
Although I
You
live on
jinxed
a
them.
sailboat, it made me a little bit nervous, but also I had to text my son, who turns 27 next Tuesday,
Happy birthday.
and let him know that the very first movie he saw in theaters was Titanic. He was maybe 6 months old, and we were the typical parents that took a newborn to a 3-hour-long movie.
Nice.
But however, he never once cried, and we knew he was going to be phenomenal ever since then, and he has been. So all this Titanic talk, woo! Love y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you, D-Dub-D. I said this over the weekend, and I stand by this firmly. We were trying to find some stuff to watch the other day, and Courtney goes, man, Really want to watch that new John Wick, but it's like over 3 hours long or something.
What is it, 4 now?
I don't know. Yes, John Wick 4. I don't know how long exactly it is, but it's like 3 hours plus. No movie needs to be over 2 hours. There's no reason for any movie ever to be
make
over
it a
2
TV
hours.
show at this point.
Make it into a series or make it into a second movie or whatever. No movie needs to be longer than 2 hours. Some of these movies, 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
But that's the beauty of watching it at home.
Yeah. I
Because
don't want
then
it.
I do it within a couple days, like Super Mario.
Because then I forget, like, where were we? Gotta back up and stuff. Make it 2 hours.
I mean, where were you? That's the technology tells you where you were.
Of course, but I'm saying, what do I remember? What do I not remember? I like to watch it in one sitting.
I've thought about watching the new John Wick, but then I would need to go watch all the old John Wicks.
You haven't seen any of them?
I haven't seen, no, but I did, because when we're running out of stuff to watch, I sometimes I'll like, you want to go on a John Wick journey? Like over like the holiday.
That's what I call sex.
Over the holiday break, we went on we went through all the Die Hard movies because I hadn't seen most of them.
I haven't seen one lick of it.
We did that with the Die Hard. We did that with all the Indiana
probably
Jones.
under 2 hours, I bet.
We did it with Twilight over the holiday break.
That might not be under 2 hours. Everything needs to be under 2 hours. It's just like, what are we doing? What is this exercise of spending?
That's a
3.5
lot to
hours?
say from the host of a 4-hour radio
This
show.
is different, though. How many people are hanging out with us for all 4 hours?
A lot of them. They're chatting with us
I'm
right
barely
now.
hanging out the whole 4 hours.
I tune out around 1.5 in.
This is just too ridiculous, too long. We need to make these movies a little more bingeable so we can watch them in one setting. It's not all these like 3.5 hour movies. That's why I didn't watch the new stupid Avatar. Still haven't seen it.
Whoa.
I can watch it if I want to, but I'm not going to watch the thing because it's too damn long.
Oh yeah, because it's on. What is it on Max now?
I think so.
It's on one of the services, and I keep thinking.
I see it on my
look,
screen.
It's right there. Don't want to watch.
Yeah, I haven't clicked it because I know it's super long.
Same, but
I
one
don't
of
watch
these days I will.
If I have nothing else, I may get desperate, but I want them to make them shorter. Here's Sith Lord Seth talking about new B&E.
Okay, everybody's thinking it. I'm just saying it. Is Steven our new bacon and eggs?
I don't know.
Is that the guy who called us the R word?
That was the first time I've heard of him. As far as I know, that was his first dispatch. You can send it to dispatch. That's fine. I just think RFK is nutso, and he apparently doesn't. That's okay. Here's DeLand Nomad.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Hey.
So, I got a funny story with the Titanic. I, refused to watch that movie when it came out and just had no interest in wanting to see it.
All right.
Well, fast forward probably 10, 11 years later, I got Baker acted, and I had to spend 3 days in a crazy house trying to tell them I'm not crazy. And that movie played over and over and over again.
What a connection.
So, I can't watch it now. Cringe.
All right. Thank you, DeLand Nomad. Quick break. When we come back, jury duty, including a man who was arrested for the most insane reason. They say he's responsible for why his wife died, but it's not like you think it would be. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Because sometimes infighting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Is Sean Payton already making his mark with Russell Wilson in Denver? Russ has slimmed down this offseason. No surprise, it happened right off the bat. With Sean Payton, the Broncos fixed their O-line immediately, drafted a star, speedy college receiver, and got Russ to buy in. Payton was the perfect remedy for Russ at this stage in his career, which is why I think big things are coming for the Broncos this season. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
On the Born to Love podcast, join Ellie Kemper from The Office and comedian Scott Eckert as they speak with celebrity guests about their lifelong passions. From hobbies and cities to holidays, movies, and more.
Love it or load it. Foam rollers.
Love it.
Yes!
Get in there. Release that lower
I told you, Scott, you can do it on any body part.
I believed you.
Lower back, neck.
Listen to Born to Love with Ellie Kemper and Scott Eckert on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At SimpliSafe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with SimpliSafe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through Easy Cater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at Easy Cater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, a Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. Get tickets at osc.org.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Days. We're celebrating with fun in-store events for IKEA family members and lots of savings.
Oh, hi. I'm looking for extra chairs to host my pickleball team dinner.
We can help you save on that and more.
Great. And that flower crown looks amazing.
Come make your own in-store on June 23rd through 25th. Plus, buy tickets to the June 23rd Swedish Midsummer Buffet at your local store. Go to IKEA-USA.com/midsummer for more details. Offer valid 5/30 to 7/4. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally need to pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine, and marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas. And next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath. MidFLA.com.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Jeff Martin Auctioneers presents the Kissimmee Construction and Transportation Live Auction on June 22nd, featuring heavy construction equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on-site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU 4483.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
We're not running out of prizes yet. At Real Radio 1041 on Instagram, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Radio 104.1.
Jury duty in just a moment. Also, they just had a press conference on this Titanic thing, and it doesn't sound good. We'll get into that at the top of the hour and see what they said at this press conference that we just missed out on. Another thing that you probably noticed this weekend, which is kind of funny to watch, was a lot of people who were mostly white and had no idea how to celebrate Juneteenth and just posted a photo on Instagram because this is a new federal holiday.
Yeah.
I saw so many people that are like just chilling on a boat, drinking a margarita.
Or at the beach or by the pool. Here's my drink. Happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Yeah.
White as day.
And they have no idea how to celebrate any of this. Mostly because this was, until recently, Juneteenth was basically a Texas thing. It was something that they celebrated in Texas, and they had done this for years, and it was something most people in Texas would be aware of, at least, I think. And then they made it a federal holiday, and it just like kind of exploded very, very quickly. And so nobody seems to know what to do or like, wait, what you're supposed to be up to. And you got the whole day off because most people had yesterday off. It's federal holiday, so I think it's like basically a good chunk of the workforce gets that day off.
Actually, the only person that I knew that didn't have yesterday off was a black friend.
Oh, really? Unbelievable. How could they do this?
And it was the one that said to me, honestly, guys, I've only really known about this thing for like 10 years.
Right. Yeah, nobody knows how to handle it just yet. 4th of July comes around, we're like, all right, fireworks.
Don't know how to handle it, but I think I could make some guesses on how not to handle it.
Yeah, I kind of stay out of the way.
Yeah.
This is not maybe my moment here to do something, but everybody just wants to get involved. So, hashtag Juneteenth, and there they are in their flip-flops with their Coronas. You got to do it somehow. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. 866-CALL-MOE. Or go to justcallmo.com. Arnott says white people should be able to celebrate ending slavery as well. We had a small part in that. It's not the celebration of the end of slavery, Juneteenth. It's like some of the last people to hear about this in Texas.
We're looking it up before you make a statement.
Is why it's a big thing in Texas. Everybody else, my point is, white people, black people, people don't know what to do for Juneteenth yet. We haven't rooted.
It's new.
Yeah, we haven't rooted into our culture. Like, what do we do on Juneteenth? What should happen here?
Support black businesses.
Everybody's just trying to figure their way through this. And at the beginning, it's kind of cringe because it's like you going skiing with your friends is not like, I don't know how you're connecting.
Juneteenth, y'all.
Go through, I remember driving back and it was like all of these big billboards, no names that you're very familiar with throughout the town. And they're like, Here are the African American colors behind my logo.
Yeah, they changed. It's like
This is how I support.
It's like people do on social media. You know, it's like change up the colors for whatever's going on that month. And okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, don't forget 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. If you're injured in an accident, you need to call an attorney, and you need to call one who is not going to put you just like on a spreadsheet somewhere, have a formula to calculate when they should settle. They're going to make sure at the DeWitt Law Firm, Mo is going to make sure that you're taken care of. And you can very, very easily reach out to him. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. And that website, as I said, justcallmo.com. And crazy, I'm sorry, that's not the right one. Who was it? Eddie on YouTube says, Juneteenth is the official ending of slavery. How is it not? This says Juneteenth or Juneteenth National Independence Day is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. Combined June 19th, blah, blah, blah. They said, this is what it was.
A lot of people don't even know what to call it just yet because I went to a bank that had a notice on the door that said, we're going to be closed on Juneteenth Day.
Yeah.
And I went, Juneteenth Day? That's not what it's called.
It's new. It's super new in the United States, just generally speaking. They said it's from Major General Gordon Granger proclaiming freedom for enslaved people in Texas. That's what it is. It wasn't the Emancipation Proclamation. It wasn't the official end of slavery. Like I told you, it was a thing out of Texas because there was some people...
They were free for a while and nobody told them.
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah, people didn't like... if you were living on a plantation and you're a slave, you don't exactly have access to the latest news of what's going on. And so that was sort of what this whole announcement was about from this General Gordon Granger. That's what it is. I don't want to explain this to you anymore. Let me get to my jury duty story. Can we do this first? We can have a little break because Frankie McDonald just tweeted something out.
All right.
Let's see what our friend is up to. He says, the guy dancing and then being chased by raccoons. So,
it was moose over the weekend.
This is promising. Let's see what he says. Our friend Frankie McDonald.
Okay, guys.
Is he at a school or something?
Let's do some dancing.
It's like some sort of field. All right, the guy's running. Spin move.
He's got a good-looking camera.
Yeah, he does. It's high quality.
There's some good colors on there. Saturation.
Can you believe this is new? He's wearing a jacket. It's still that cold in Canada that he's wearing a jacket right now.
Sounds like raccoons are coming. Oh my God, the raccoons are after
Okay,
me.
this is literally the same as the bears.
He's just changing up the animal. Oh, he's running away now.
Give me the tornado.
More raccoons are chasing me now. The whole pack of raccoons are after me now.
This is not his best. The tornado is definitely...
Whole pack of raccoons are after me now.
There just got to be more and more fake raccoons after him. Okay, I saw this story. I thought this was pretty wild. And they said a Florida man has been arrested after police say he neglected his significant other. The 59-year-old victim was living in deplorable conditions. Yeah, he was supposed to be taking care of her. According to an arrest report, the Cocoa home was dirty with animal feces inside. The victim was found when police conducted a welfare check. She died 2 weeks after she was brought to the hospital. It was determined through the autopsy the medical conditions she was in were the direct result of his negligence. She was malnourished, she had sepsis and other issues, and they said he was cashing the woman's Social Security checks, using the money on living expenses, food, beer, and marijuana. And
Daddy loves beer.
And now for that, this is like, I don't know if anybody's been charged like this before. Basically, he's like a hoarder with a nasty house, and because she died in the house, he's facing a manslaughter charge and 30 years in prison if he's convicted. We're a little bit behind, so let's catch up on this. When we come back, we're going to hear from that press conference on this whole Titanic search. Will they find this submarine? What's going on with this? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. Real radio.
104.1. From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the beach line heading westbound at Semorin Boulevard. You can expect delays on the off-ramp due to an accident blocking the left lanes from I-4 westbound to Anderson Street. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. At Take 5, they're faster than you think. That means they'll change your oil faster than it takes you to find a good spot at your local swimming pool. Dive into one of their convenient locations and see for yourself. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through EasyCater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
At Simply Safe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with Simply Safe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grabbed it and hightailed it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Have you noticed that solar panels are popping up everywhere? You never know who's going to have solar next, and here's a thought, it could be you. Utility rates keep going up, and now is a great time to save big with Solar Source. Solar Source has been getting the job done in Central Florida for almost 40 years, and right now, Monster fans get special access to their new AI-powered tool that can get you an estimate in 1 minute or less. Visit solarsource.com/monsters for an instant quote.
Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
At Simply Safe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with Simply Safe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options. Backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
WORK, Work News Radio.
Next up, incidents of pressing all the elevator buttons unexpectedly spike on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. But first, the latest on a team lunch that wasn't ordered through Easy Cater.
I'm in the break room where lunch that was previously announced on the way has now been downgraded to hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed, Michelle. Fingers crossed.
Newsflash, it's hard when the food is late, but at EasyCater, we make hard easy. With food for work delivered on time and is ordered from over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
Oh, I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Some of the reaction to this whole Titanic situation is hilarious to me. I know, look, I hope they find him and everything, but let's be real for a moment. The people who are going, how could this have happened? Oh my God, we never could have seen this coming. You never could have seen it come. You're going to check out the Titanic wreckage 2.5 miles below the surface of the ocean. You didn't think maybe there was some inherent risk in doing so? In a
vessel that can only go
2 miles an hour?
3 knots. It's 3.4 miles an hour.
Yeah, you got this little submarine that you're in that looks a little bit too basic. You know, like question a couple of things. It's got parts in it from Camping World, and you're like, wow, how could this have ever happened? This is unbelievable. It's not unbelievable. It's like these things are going to happen. This is the risk. This is the thing. This is the reason people do it.
Also, I mean, not for nothing, but they named the vessel Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And is there not like any sort of superstition in the world of?
It didn't end well the first time.
Well, not only that, but 14 years before the Titanic sank, there was a book called Futility, The Wreck of the Titan, published by an American writer, Morgan Robertson. And the novel told the story of the world's largest passenger ship, the Titan, and how it sank after hitting an iceberg.
That
sounds familiar.
And then 14 years later, the Titanic fulfilled that prophecy. So maybe we should leave both those names off the list of things to name our boat if we want to survive.
It's going to be T for sure.
Yeah.
Or the first 3 letters.
If you have, like, I would imagine, in some circumstances, like, what was the, it was Malaysian Airlines, that plane, MH370 or whatever. Like, I would imagine moving forward, they don't do another MH370.
Right.
Like
sort of like,
They're not going to name another Challenger.
No, exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't do that because you go, this is a terrible idea.
You know, in sports, it's an honor to have your number retired. But you think they should also, like, after a big hurricane, if it's a catastrophic one or if it does enough damage or gets a certain level, they take that off the list of hurricane names.
Yes.
There'll never be another Hurricane Katrina.
Because it's got bad memories with it and might be, just maybe, a little bit unlucky. But they called this little sub Titan, and they went down to go check out the Titanic so they could brag about it at their billionaire parties, and they're gone. And what was the update you said, Sealine, during the break? It did not sound very rosy.
Oh, I think the Coast Guard said they don't expect to find him. I mean, they're working on it.
This is the U.S. Coast Guard at a press conference just a little while ago talking about this situation.
Coast Guard District.
Let's see what they said.
In just a few minutes, or just a moment, I'll be introducing Captain Jamie Frederick. He's one of the response coordinator for the efforts, the rescue efforts. I do ask after his brief
Coast
statement,
Guards
we'll
all
be
look
opening
the
up
same.
some questions for you all. We do have about 10 minutes today, so after his following his statement, we do ask you to limit everybody to one question, and we'll try to get around as many as we can. Me and my staff will be available
All right.
afterwards so that we can take some additional
Where's the
questions
guy?
that may not have been able to get to or may not answered fully to get your contact information, and our staff will be able to get back to you with that information.
This is just like the setup guy. He's the guy who gets us ready for the
He's
person.
the hype
who-
man. Warm up.
Yeah, the other guy's going to have the information about this search and rescue mission.
This time I'd like to welcome Captain Jamie Frederick, Response Coordinator in the 1st Coast Guard District.
Come on, J-Dog. You got this, bud. He does look exactly like the other guy.
I'm Captain Jamie Frederick with the 1st Coast Guard District Response Department, which oversees search and rescue operations under Rear Admiral John Mauger, the 1st Coast Guard District Commander. I'll provide a brief recap of our coordinated search efforts for the 21-foot submersible with 5 people on board.
All right, so this is 21 feet long, so it's not super big. And as
But
we
big
said,
enough to see on a radar.
well, I would think so. I would hope so.
So it definitely exploded.
But they were inside this, and there was a big portion of it, not big portion, small portion of it where 4 people could sit. They don't have any shoes on or anything. There's no like frills. There's no seats, for God's sake. You're just
They did
inside
have a
this
toilet,
thing.
though, remember.
There was a toilet in there?
Yeah, there was a toilet, and it had the privacy
The little
sheet.
like curtain you pull close, and then there was like a place up front where there was a small viewing window that you could look at, so they could go, "You see that billionaire guy? That's the Titanic. Congratulations, you're rich."
Where's the old lady's necklace?
It's not down there anymore. Long, long gone. And so are these guys. They're not going to find them. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work
You know
out.
how much they spent a person? 250 grand.
Did they really to go down to see this?
Imagine just $200,000 more, and they probably would not be in this situation.
$250,000. Is that more than it costs to go up to space?
Yes.
Is it?
By a lot.
I don't remember what they were charging for that. But
Who's the big one to go public? Was it Virgin, or was
yeah.
it Bezos?
Virgin for sure is
How
doing like the space travel where you could buy a ticket and go up.
Space.
Let me hear this guy.
Along with providing an update on current search efforts and plans for the next 24 hours.
They're never going to find these people.
On behalf of all the men and women of the United States Coast Guard and our search partners, we offer our most heartfelt thoughts and prayers for the 5 crew members, their families, and their loved ones. Our crews are working around the clock to ensure that we are doing everything possible to locate the Titan and the 5 crew members. Yesterday, we stood up a unified command
All right.
consisting of expertise from the United States Coast Guard, the United States Navy, Canadian Armed Forces and Coast Guard, and the Titan's parent company, Ocean Gate Expedition.
All right, so they're all working together to try to find these people. What I don't understand is, so what we say, 22 feet long? Is that how long I said it was?
Yeah, I think
So-
21.
So 22 feet long, and it's in the ocean. They know the basic area where it's at. They don't know if it's at the surface waiting for somebody to rescue them because the hatch is like bolted from the top, from the outside in. So even if they float up to the top, they can't get out because they had to be
First
bolted
bad
in.
move, man.
That's so scary to think about. But that's the way this thing was designed. They bolt them into it, and the only way they can get out is when they go to the surface. When they find them, they unbolt the thing. But if it's at the surface or underwater, I don't see how they wouldn't be able to have something where there'd be a screen and you go, okay, here's something in this, like a fish finder on a bass boat or something.
Radar, I think, is what you're getting at.
Some sort of radar thing.
And then of all places, not like they were jumped off a cruise ship that has continued floating. Like their goal was to go see the Titanic.
Mhm.
So there is your 10-mile radius.
Yeah.
It kind of narrows down the search area. And the fact that they still can't find them is baffling.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't. If they had 7 backups, they said they had 7 backups to surface this thing, whether it be balloons or a propeller or this and that. 7 different backups to surface this thing, but they didn't have a single backup for like a beacon that would allow them to track this thing down. They could have put a Find My iPhone on it, for God's
Exactly.
sake.
AirPod. Or the AirTag.
There would be a simple way to do this, I would think, but maybe it's much more complicated.
I don't know if they're just getting a ton of attention today and like the servers are down, but I cannot get to OceanGateExpeditions.com right now.
I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to figure out what's happening
This is
here.
a complex search effort which requires multiple agencies with subject matter expertise and specialized equipment. While the U.S. Coast Guard has assumed the role of Search and Rescue Mission Coordinator, we do not have all of the necessary expertise and equipment required in a search of this nature. The Unified Command
Then they
brings that
shouldn't have
expertise
gone on this
and
mission.
additional
Yeah, they're screwed
capability
out there.
together to maximize effort in solving this very complex problem.
All right, that's his statement, I guess. Somebody said, or not, says, OceanGate tweeted last week, without any cell towers in the middle of the ocean, we're relying on Starlink to provide the communications we require throughout this year's 2023 Titanic expedition. Well, if the Starlink system was on this thing, I obviously wouldn't work underwater. It's not going to be functional. But if they had something that made it so if they surfaced, you'd be able to determine where it was, it doesn't seem to be working.
I think the Starlink is on the mothership.
Yeah, the thing that they deployed this from, because they have to like shoot it out of something to get it to go down.
Man, something
Scary.
is very, and like not using the pun, but it's fishy. Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
that it's such a difficult process to find them.
And nobody seems positive. Nobody involved in the search and rescue is like, guys, don't worry, keep up faith. People are like, eee.
But then they went ahead with this mission, like, and moved forward with not having the expertise attached to, hey, do we have a plan B in case something goes down?
What a bad idea all of this was.
And I don't know if this is, I assume that people will hear this and think that there's some sort of violation or some sort of rule that was broken here. But they say the Titan submerged at 8 a.m. Sunday.
All right.
400 miles southeast of St. John's, Newfoundland. And it lost contact with its mothership, the Polar Prince, an hour and 45 minutes later. Even though the submarine lost contact at 9:45 a.m., it wasn't reported missing to the U.S. Coast Guard until 5:40 p.m., 8 hours later.
What?
Oh, my God.
And I got to go
See, conspiracy.
But for me, I got to go,
it's happening.
Does that mean that they, is there a minimum time to report it? Does that mean that that they were just trying to panic and contact the submersible for that long, or trying to go through their own standard operating procedures before calling the Coast Guard?
Is it like if your kid goes missing and they go, actually, you have to wait?
Hasn't been 24
long.
hours yet.
We don't know that the kid is really missing right now. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And that scene, I'll bring you back to this just in case you missed it, but where they were going over just how kind of roughshod this submarine that's missing that was trying to find the Titanic or was going to go down there and tour with this billionaire, the Titanic wreckage site. They were like bragging almost about how, oh yeah, we made this out of this.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
Cool. I'll sign up.
Oh, take your shoes off.
All right, now they're in it.
Okay.
Take your shoes off.
Wow. Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator.
That's what
they're stuck. It shouldn't take.
They'll have one
skill.
button.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic
The
depths.
last one too.
2.4 miles.
You might not
below
ever
the
see
sea.
this one again.
It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
Right.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Jeez, man.
No, man. No way.
I don't know about this. I don't know if this is going to be something where they end up finding these people ever. It looks like
Is
it
there
could be a
one
mess.
expert as far as this goes? Like, Coast Guard just did his press conference and was
Mhm.
like, we are waiting upon other people that are familiar with this, that
Yeah.
are experts in this field.
Mhm.
When they were building this, did they reach out to anyone? And
Well, they didn't get
the
any
expert
approval.
field?
That's what that report said. They were like, "This is not certified by any country."
Gives me so much
in
anxiety,
any
man.
way, and this is not something that is going to be safe. You could die. No, thank you. A lot of alarm bells going off there. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but and they haven't been specific enough about the beacon stuff, so I'm just assuming that they're flying blind. They just have no idea where these people are. Here's the drunken mailman.
Hey, junkies, happy Taco Tuesday. Hey,
can't use
Summer,
that.
you mentioned it has a toilet with just a privacy curtain. What if somebody has to,
Number
drop
2.
a pretty noisy payload,
Did you
if
see
you
the
know what I'm
bathroom?
saying, that has a pretty noxious gas
You don't poop on that
attached to it,
submarine.
man? That's an awfully small, enclosed vessel that they're in for somebody who's having some regret over having some Taco Bell earlier in the day. woo.
Yeah, I understand. I see where you're going, sir. It's going to be stinking in the sun.
I think the distance between the nearest Taco Bell and you getting in that submarine is pretty vast.
Probably.
He just did the hospital jug for PP.
Yeah,
that's not a poop.
There
vessel.
was a toilet thing, but yeah, he held up a hospital jug that they would have to go into. The thing that gets me is, how is this attractive to anybody? I want you to get in this place. It's got an open space the size of a minivan. There's a tiny little window you could peer through. Meanwhile, we got to sink to 2.5 miles below the surface of the water. We have to be locked in this thing. A lot of it is going to be not you looking at any kind of cool Titanic stuff. It's going to be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until we get there, staring at nothingness in the vast depths of the ocean. And then all of it, I think, is so when you surface, you can tell the story afterwards, because it sounds miserable.
Absolutely. And the fact that you were able to do it, like, you have so much money that I'm not going to get any sort of approval or expertise. I funded this myself. I do what I want.
Right. Yeah.
Not farewell.
And then they'll say, oh, you guys watched the Titanic? Yeah, I saw it myself. I went down
Turns
on a
out,
submarine.
Super crusty.
They won't be telling that story, at least not as of yet. They got, what they say, 40 hours left of oxygen on this thing, and we'll see if they find it. Here is Arturito. He has got a dispatch for us, and you can join us just like him by going to thenewsjunkie.com and hitting record on your dispatch.
Hello guys, greetings from South Florida. Yeah, I'm listening to the show right now, and I don't want to sound grim, but the likelihood of fighting those guys are very small.
Yeah.
You have to think about this thing. That area of the ocean is very, very cold, very, very deep. And if they lost control of submersible, and it started doing a free fall going down, they probably breached their pressure threshold.
Oh, that's so good.
The thing probably imploded. There's a lot of wreckage around that area too. So even though it seems like we've had the technology to do it, we're still looking on a needle on a haystack.
Yeah, I think it's even beyond that. I think it's like,
I love him.
The tiniest needle in the largest haystack you could possibly imagine, because that's a lot of ocean right there. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. I want to tell you what happened after a shooting in Chicago this weekend. You got more thoughts. I want to hear what's going on inside your head. Send that as a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's all coming up next on The News Junkie.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041, with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for delays due to an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Anderson Street. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Expect delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192 exit 244. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
All right, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. Big congrats to last week's winner, DJ Rage. Now, the first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. How many bricks does it take to complete a building made of brick? How many bricks does it take to complete a building made of bricks? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm. And if you don't win today's riddle, don't you worry. You got another shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted best downtown Orlando restaurant 2 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. You're absolutely going to love Maxine's on Shine because I certainly do. For more information on location and reservations with my full recommendation, go to maxinesonshine.com.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com.
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live. Only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now.
Before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Wow, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet, now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Let's be real, Florida home insurance is an absolute nightmare. And with hurricane season at your doorstep, you need a home insurance company that you can depend on. That's why there's Open House. They're a tech-enabled home insurance provider that uses smart data to keep your premiums low. And you can get an obligation-free quote in seconds and join your neighbors that are saving hundreds of dollars with Open House. You can also get discounts for your smart life choices, like having a gym membership or a dog. So start saving today by going to openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouse.com insurance for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
On the Born to Love podcast, join Ellie Kemper from The Office and comedian Scott Eckert as they speak with celebrity guests about their lifelong passions, from hobbies and cities to holidays, movies, and more.
Love it or load it. Foam rollers.
Love it.
Yes!
Get in there. Release that lower
I
back.
told you, Scott, you can do it on any body part.
I believe
Quads,
you.
Lower back, neck.
Listen to Born to Love with Ellie Kemper and Scott Eckert on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. They have the perfect outdoor cooker for Dad this Father's Day. Whether it's a grill, a griddle, or even a pizza oven, Tools Ace is your place for the best brands. They have the largest selection of Big Green Egg grills and accessories in all of Central Florida, with all sizes in stock ready to go. Plus, they have the classic Weber gas and charcoal grills, as well as premium gas grills from Napoleon. Plus, Traeger pellet grills for that wood-fired flavor, as well as the new Traeger Flat Rock griddle. And of course, Tools has all the marinades and rubs you need to make your food delicious every single time. And how about this? Pizza ovens from Uni, Halo, and Gosney. As always, get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or outdoor cooker, $3.99 and up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. The best gifts for Dad this Father's Day are at Tools Ace, the grilling place.
There's something about a Florida sky. It's painted in the most magnificent colors, clouds streaked with changing light. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. The skies are electric and alive. So even as the storms get enormous, even as they're coming more each year, the beauty keeps me going. My flood insurance helps me stay. The only thing that's predictable is that I'm in Florida for good.
Protect your property with flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 or free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
Florida residents get in for only $16.50 till the end of June at Gatorland. Radio. Radio. 104.1.
Send us your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and you can get that done with ease over there. I want to see what's on your mind. Meanwhile, I saw this morning when I woke up. There was some dude who was on Price is Right, The Price is Right, and he's a contestant, and he got it right. He, solved the puzzle correctly or whatever. And the guy celebrates. He's celebrating his victorious win, and he hurt himself whilst celebrating.
No. Been there.
And, I guess he dislocated his shoulder. Here is the Instagram of this. Let me make it so it's got noise for
1, 2, 3, go!
All right, here he goes. Very quick to solve the puzzle.
Yes!
Whoa! Big celebration.
Well, over here, Alice. Let me explain what
After
happened. Henry, this is Alice, Henry's wife. How you doing? Henry was celebrating and going, woo, and he dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, God.
No.
I know. So he's not going to be able to spin the wheel, but Alice is going to spin the wheel.
I didn't
for
know
him.
they could do that, actually. I've never seen that happen before.
It might be something that
He's
they've
dislocated it before.
No. I'm saying that you can have somebody as a pinch spinner come in and spin the wheel for you.
If that's the first time for them, they might have just gone, let's have his wife do it. Let's have Drew do it.
What do we do?
What would be the easiest?
If you have his wife do it, that's his family, and then if something goes south, you can blame it on them. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want Drew to do it, because if Drew does it and it screws up, they'll be like, he sabotaged him.
Drew, screw
People
it.
are so stupid about that stuff, so they definitely go for it.
I think I told you guys before that this guy that I knew that was on Wheel of Fortune and he won. They had to retape his actual last answer and celebration.
Really?
Because he went so ape-s that he was jumping around, and I think they weren't ready for it because he is a little person.
Oh,
See, he also
Please find that clip.
I want to see
he
this.
also well no they had to reshoot it.
And they had just a stagehand lifting him up.
No, I mean he
That'd be
just-
hilarious.
I think they just zoomed out, but they weren't ready for it, and so they had to have him say the last puzzle over again.
Wow.
And play all the music and do all the clapping.
If
and
I was
stuff.
one of the other contestants, I would screw up that shot every single time. I'd be like, it's over. He won. The little guy won. I would just screw it up every time because I'm not faking this like I got a chance on this anymore. I would love to be on either one of those shows, but I think that The Price is Right would be more fun. The Price is Right would be like the
I still don't
ultimate
understand
game.
the concept of it, to be honest with you.
It's like Price is Right's easy. You guess the price of the item that they put ahead of you, in front of you or whatever, and then if you get closest to it, you get to go up and you get to play one of a myriad of different
See,
games.
I think I'd be better at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah?
I think I'm better at Hangman than guessing the price of things.
I know. But remember the documentary about that guy that
very good
hacked the game?
He wasn't really hacked. The dude had a very good memory, and the people that were behind the scenes at The Price is Right, lining up all these items, they weren't very creative with the items.
No,
Like
they kept using things.
they
I
kept
think.
using the same stuff, and so the guy memorized everything. He had a spreadsheet of everything that they've had on there and the prices, and he just knew it all.
He's like, oh, the Barca Lounger, that's $700.15. The guy rigged. He didn't really cheat. He didn't do anything
He would get
wrong.
the Showcase Showdown like within
Perfectly.
$2.
Yeah, he win both of them. All right, let's go to a couple of your dispatches real quick. But first, I want to work this in. There was a shooting in Chicago over the weekend, which is not an infrequent thing to happen in Chicago. But in this case, things went a little bit crazy afterwards. They say minutes after a shooting was reported near the West Side in Chicago, a crowd gathered and they were twerking and taunting the police, they said. Police swarmed the scene.
Twerking and taunting are very different things.
They were doing both. They said, the story we heard from the crowd in the last 15 minutes is some drunk female picked up a gun and fired it into the air. That's what they think started all this. I don't know if we have that witness or not, but that's the story out there. When they arrived, they tried to disperse the crowd. One woman dressed in hot pink spreads her legs across the pavement and begins gyrating her body in the headlights of the squad car as officers look on. A second woman joins into the twerking as some in the crowd cheered them on. And the officers finally got everybody to disperse at the scene. Sounds like they were having a little bit too much fun when the police arrived. Let's see what we got here. We've got a bunch of you chiming in about different things, including the tour that was trying to go down to the Titanic. Here's Michael with a dispatch.
All right, so in regards to the 21-foot submarine, you guys have said a couple times radar in reference to finding them. When it comes to underwater vessels, it's sonar, and the technology is so good and has been for a long, long time that they can actually hear a whisper from miles away. So the fact that they're not hearing anything at all means that they're all dead. It's a fact. They're all dead.
But no,
they're not coming back.
Well, we don't know
They're
that
all
yet. He really thinks they're dead, and I think he's probably right. But we don't know
But the
officially.
sonar would pick up something, would it not?
I would have thought so, but that he's saying because they're not hearing anything, it's a sign to us that there's nobody that's making any noise. Bong Night is talking about the orcas.
Hey guys, did you ever see the story about the orcas tearing apart the sailboat a couple weeks ago? They might have something to do with it.
Yeah,
Peace.
that's been going on for a while now, apparently. There's this area where...
it's just one pod.
Yeah,
And
but they
they've
hate
taught-
boats.
Yeah, and they've taught each other how to destroy boats, essentially.
When the boats go by, these orcas, these like big killer whales, go after the boats and they just break them and like bite into them and stuff. And they found a new toy, and it's anybody's expensive boat that goes by these orcas. They're fighting back.
Good for you, orcas.
Over there. They're having a little fun.
Proud of you.
And enjoying eating some boats. Here is the Big Show.
News Junkies, your man Big Show here. So, Sabrina, Sean, I know you guys have a fear of flying.
Yeah.
Sea Lane is like me. Been on small planes. I've been on big planes. It is what it is. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. If I propose that I paid for you guys to go on a submarine to go visit the Titanic, which one of you guys would go? Which one of you guys wouldn't?
Sealand would go. Yeah. Sealand would go.
I'm not going to that thing.
That little guy? What if you just saw a tour of it right before you went down? You would have said no?
If that's the $250,000 option, show me the $250 million option.
You want to go on like a full-fledged submarine, like something a lot bigger. I don't know that they're going to have anything that goes down that deep that has like a lot of creature comforts, though. Was that what you're looking for, or are you just looking for...
I'm just saying safety-wise.
Yeah, you just want something that you trust a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, of course, we're looking at this, hindsight's 20/20 here. We're looking at this after we know this thing disappeared. You might have been like, oh, cool. All right, let's get in this. Nothing could go wrong here, possibly. Here's new...
Also, it looks like they're in a very dark tube with only one window, and it's at the end of it.
Yeah.
So what do you have to, like, climb over each other just to see outside?
The window, not the whole front of the sub is like a clear piece of glass. It's only one like little circular part. So each person would have to go up one by one. Can I look out the hole? And you like stare out the front of the thing to try to see if you can see the Titanic wreckage. I think this is a giant waste of time, lives, and money. But who am I? All right, we'll get to that dispatch because we're going to get to the final dispatches. Right now is your time. Join us on the show. Send one that we can squeak in right before the end of this Tuesday show. We'll get to the stories that didn't make the cut, and we'll get to Today I Learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
You've never taken a pain pill?
No, outside of like Advil, ibuprofen.
Yeah, I'm ass backwards, man.
I trust stuff in clear bags more so than orange pill bottles.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1. This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. We do have another hot and stormy day ahead. Forecast highs will be reaching the upper 80s across the viewing area, but storms likely moving in this morning and then another round throughout the afternoon. You can expect heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as strong winds, so it's important to make sure you stay weather aware. And remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You can pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered. That's me, that's me.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Find high-quality health care in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov.
Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
GiveMeTheVIN.com created the computer site Unseen Bid. All these copycats, they take your information and they sell it to 3, 4, 5, 6 other dealers. We do not do that. When you go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome. GiveMeTheVIN.com is America's best car buyer for a reason.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
He strikes, he scores! Top right corner, Facundo Torres!
Orlando City returns home, taking on the Philadelphia Union on Wednesday, June 21st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Heineken Silver. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It takes a beer served in 192 countries to truly appreciate the global game. Cheers your Heineken to your Orlando City Lions. Heineken, the official beer of Orlando City Soccer Club. Must be 21 and up to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We're hiring. Come be a part of the magic at Walt Disney World Resort. Discover full-time and part-time roles, including bus driver, culinary, lifeguard, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs. That's waltdisneyworld.jobs.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
That didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you missed any of the show, go get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Absolutely love this, so I want to squeak this into the last minute here. Somebody did an interview with Bill de Blasio and finally asked him about the
gopher.
Yeah, groundhog killing thing. Somebody finally asked Bill de Blasio about the groundhog killing thing, and his response was something else. All right, here it is in front of me. It says, on a lighter but more tragic note, do you have any regrets about dropping the groundhog in 2014? If you don't know this story, it was a Groundhog Day ceremony. Bill de Blasio was up there. He had the groundhog. He dropped it, and the groundhog died, and they tried to, like, sweep the story under the rug.
And just replace the groundhog.
Yeah, they just got a new groundhog like nothing happened. He said, yep, 100%. I'm like, don't make me hold an effing groundhog. I mean, what the hell? Let me tell you exactly what happened. And the interviewer says, please. He says, I go in there, and it's 7 a.m, which means my motor skills are not at their best. Okay. I put on these gloves, and they're like, here's a groundhog. And I'm like, what the F? I'm like, don't you have a little more coaching to go with this or whatever? It was idiocy. Why would you want an elected official to hold a groundhog? I don't know anything about holding groundhogs. Okay. So the whole thing is just insane.
It's not that hard to hold a groundhog.
There's an original
Rule number 1,
sin
don't
here.
Drop it on its head.
Don't hand somebody a groundhog, right? And they said, that sounds like the name of a children's book. Only trained groundhog holders. And do you squeeze it really tight? I mean, what do you do? So I'm like, talk about a lack of advanced work. So he's finally explosively.
I like how
He's putting the
firm he
blame
is.
a lot. It's really not that hard. Like, is he okay holding a puppy? Do you know? Does that need a
he hasn't
trained
addressed
handler?
that. You'd have to ask him about that. But he says he's blaming the handlers. They didn't give him enough information, I guess. Okay, let's work in another dispatcher, too, as we wrap everything up for this Tuesday. Here's Ace Windu talking about the submarine thing.
Hey, guys. About this submarine, it could possibly be in the perfect place for murder.
Murder.
I mean, everyone's going to assume something else, but it could be a perfect place.
I don't think it's a murder. I think it's just as simple as something went wrong, and we might not be hearing from those folks
You know what
anymore.
would be crazy is if it's said that they lost contact with it an hour and 45 minutes in,
Mm-hmm.
which it should have only taken them, if they were directly above the Titanic, about 45 minutes to get down there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer if they
Celine's
weren't.
done his research.
Right over. I've done some numbers.
He's the Titanic guy.
And so, but it would be crazy to find out that something happened down by the Titanic and they ended up just like sinking to the bottom.
In the wreckage.
However, in a couple years when all the bacteria has eaten the rest of the Titanic, the only thing that's going to be left there is that tiny little submarine.
Oh, so it'll be like the new thing that replaces it.
And then, I don't know, generations from now, they think that's the Titanic. And they're like, how did thousands of people fit on this?
This is going to be weird, but I don't think it's going to have a good ending. There's a lot of really cringe people celebrating that the billionaire dude died on Twitter.
So
Like,
dumb.
he's not a person, he's a billionaire. It's like, oh my God. These are people who don't go outside.
No.
You don't interact with human
Go
beings in the
touch
real
some
world.
grass.
If you're not, I don't want to be sad about it. The guy made the decision to go explore the Titanic in a tiny little crappy submarine. I don't know, it happens. So I'm like kind of neither here nor there about it. But at the same time, like rooting for somebody's death is really terrible behavior. All right, let's do the story that didn't make the cut. The Texas apartment has apologized after initially telling all the residents within the apartment complex that they were under a curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. every single day. They said that they could not leave their homes as a result of this curfew. And this Austin apartment building was told by the police, you cannot do that. Just for the record, you can't do that. All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this band.
I get knocked down.
Chumbawamba.
That's right, Chumbawamba. Way back in 2002, Chumbawamba accepted $100,000 from General Motors for the rights to use one of their songs in a Pontiac commercial. The band then donated all that money to a corporate watchdog group that used the money to launch an information campaign against GM. So took the money, and then they fired back at the people who gave it to them.
Wouldn't it be faster just to not take the money?
Yeah, it could be a little workaround.
Chumbawamba's weird.
They're a strange band, but they are. That song sticks with us. Still to this day, people listen to it, I guess.
There's a drink. And a bottle drink.
Drink. That's most of the lyrics are like that to me.
Whiskey, lager, cider, vodka.
And then peeing the night away.
Yeah.
That I remember it. Today, on any given, at any given time, there are approximately 2,000 thunderstorms taking place around the globe.
Ooh.
Just like we saw yesterday, we were just one of many storms going on at any given time. Today, I learned this band right here. Foo Fighters. That's right, the Foo Fighters. There was a UK punk band called the FFers, and they were going to be playing at the Reading Festival in 2008. Rumors circulated that it was a secret Foo Fighters gig, and then when it wasn't the Foo Fighters, everybody threw stuff at them.
Biggest crowd them FFers have ever seen.